चारों पदम श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय. Hare Krishna. I'm very unqualified to speak glorification of Guru Maharaj. I'm sure everybody is very senior and they got a lot of association of Guru Maharaj. We, if I start, my early days of Krishna consciousness when Garima was 18-month old, Guru Maharaj actually came first time to Atlanta in one of the Bengali devotee house. And we were in association of Prabhupada disciple Balabhadra Prabhu. And both the kids actually grew up in his lap. Even now, they would come home from school and they'll have any problem, they'll call him. So when Garima was 18-month old, I went and attended Guru Maharaj class. First time I saw Guru Maharaj, I didn't know who was Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. So I saw him. And I think it was only 2 or 3 years I was in Krishna consciousness. And I was pretty much firm that I will never ever take initiation in my life. My mentality was nobody can ever bind me in rules and regulation. So I used to go to temple. I used to love to go to Radha Madan Mohan temple, being with devotees, seeing them dancing and being joyful. That was my passion. I used to go to temple a lot. But my mentality got changed when I saw Guru Maharaj first time. He gave the class on how he met Srila Prabhupada and what is the role of Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON. I don't think in those 3 years, what I spent in ISKCON, I understood or knew who Srila Prabhupada was. But that one lecture of Guru Maharaj was an eye-opener for me. Role of Prabhupada and what achievements he has done. And I still remember how Guru Maharaj described that he read Nectar of Devotion for almost 2.5 days in a row. And Srila Prabhupada went into his dreams. And this is how he found his spiritual master, our Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj sang a very sweet bhajan. I think that was the day when, from my heart, it actually came. And I said, well, I will never ever have a guru in my life. But if somebody will be my guru, and if I do take initiation, that has to be His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. So that day was the day of my transformation. I had no idea who Guru Maharaj was, what, nothing. That's it. And then for 3.5 years, Guru Maharaj never came to Atlanta. But every now and then I would go on YouTube, I would hear his kirtan, I would hear his class. And one line always struck me. Guru Maharaj would always say, there is a beautiful Hindi lecture on YouTube, Harinam Kaun Hai? I would often hear his class about Harinam, chanting japa. And Guru Maharaj would say one line, अच्छा अभी आप सब लोगों में से मुझे बताइए, आप में से कितने लोग हरिनाम जाप करते हैं? How many of you are doing chanting of the holy name? किसी को कोई loss हुआ? So Guru Maharaj is clearly asking, and he's saying that you may gain something, but definitely you will not lose anything. So no harm in trying. So that would always inspire me to chant, and I would just hear him. And this is how I would hear him every now and then on YouTube. And one day, I got opportunity to host Guru Maharaj on the day of Ekadashi. And that time, Garima was very young. Guru Maharaj played ball with her. And then after 3.5 years, again, we got opportunity to host Guru Maharaj. So one of the benefits is that we have a lot of devotee community in Atlanta, but the whole devotee congregation lives very far from temple, almost 45 minutes to an hour, and we are the closest to the temple. So we always get opportunity to host sannyasis. That's one of the plus points. So Guru Maharaj came, and when Guru Maharaj came, I had a desire that my family, my mother, my brother, his wife, everybody should become devotees. Because when I go to India, I have a problem of prasad. I cannot go to my family house. So outside my DD room, I prayed to Guru Maharaj that, Guru Maharaj, I really want my family to become devotees. Then Guru Maharaj said, devotee of Krishna. I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, devotee of Krishna only. I was very free when I would talk to Guru Maharaj as if a daughter is talking to Guru Maharaj. I was very free. Never it occurred to me that I'm talking to a GBC chairman a big sannyasi who is famous all over the world. Guru Maharaj just made us so comfortable, so caring, and so loving, a father with a selfless love that I could never think that way. So, and then by Guru Maharaj's blessings, my family, extended family, they all became devotees. Extended family still trying to become devotees. So, Guru Maharaj's blessings came true when he said in our house, "Don't worry, it will happen." One pastime I want to share about Guru Maharaj. One time during Panihati, I was serving Guru Maharaj. Earlier, Garima was mentioning. A day before Panihati, I asked Guru Maharaj, what would you like to have for breakfast tomorrow morning? Guru Maharaj said, nothing, just idli, dosa, chutney, sambar, and masala. And it was 8:30 at night. And we being North Indian, we didn't have even batter at home. So I called every South Indian possible in my town. Can you please come and serve Guru Maharaj? But everybody was so occupied with Panihati that nobody was available. So finally, I ran to Patel Brothers. I picked up every possible thing South Indian I could find around. And one of the Mataji morning, 4 o'clock, she was up on the phone. Okay, that's how you make sambar. That's how you make this. That's how you make that. And I remember I heard a class from Guru Maharaj. When somebody wants to cook for their spiritual master, they should be scared. And Guru Maharaj gave that class in Atlanta itself, in one of the devotee house. And he was describing how he used to cook for Srila Prabhupada, and he would be very scared that it has to come out okay. And I was so scared from morning 4 o'clock, how am I going to cook? Because I'm a North Indian and perfect South Indian is now going to come. And I was constantly chanting Radharani's name. And I was on the phone with South Indian Mataji. She guided. Mission almost became successful. But when I was making dosas, there were almost 6 to 7 Prabhupada disciples on table in Panihati area. And I made one mistake. I took Guru Maharaj's plate first. And I said, okay, I'm going to slow by slow take everyone's plate. And I was still busy making dosas for everybody. And Guru Maharaj said, Champaklata, can you come out? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj. Then he said, I want you to understand one thing. No, before that he said, is there any way you can bring all the plates and all the dosas together? I didn't ever reply. And then Guru Maharaj said, I would be very happy if you serve my God brothers first. So I learned the lesson that Guru Maharaj is always happy if I focus more on his God brothers. So then, yeah, we quickly managed to bring all the plates together, dosas together. And it was wonderful. And at the end of the day, Guru Maharaj was very happy. He said, you are the best cook. I'm so happy with your South Indian cooking. I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, I was on the phone constantly. I learned from Mataji. She said, then Guru Maharaj said, yes, that's how you learn. But after that, I have been always looking an opportunity to serve his God brothers. Like recently, we had good fortune of hosting Chandramauli Maharaj. And Maharaj was very happy. As soon as Maharaj entered in our house, he saw our Guru Maharaj big picture on the wall. And he immediately chanted Guru Maharaj Pranami Mantra. And then I was able to serve him nicely, and he left very happy. So I was somehow feeling Guru Maharaj reciprocation, that wherever Guru Maharaj is, at least not 100%, at least 0.01% somewhere, I might be able to please him by serving his God brothers. So Guru Maharaj was very particular about his God brothers. And then there are many, many, many memories, even though we got so much nectar in a very short period of time. We took initiation in 2019. We knew Guru Maharaj from almost 2014. That's when I met him first time. But didn't get so much association, but still we cherish that. Fortunately, I know people call it a lockdown in COVID. I went to India for my cousin's wedding, and then for some Ayurvedic treatment in Ujjain, and a day after we were supposed to leave. I had a flight in 2-3 days, but then lockdown was announced. And we were there with Guru Maharaj. So people outside, they were thinking, oh, poor people are stuck. They are in lockdown. Even my own family, because my mother was with me in lockdown. So my whole extended family, they were trying their best to get us out from Ujjain temple. How can we get these people out? Because they are stuck in the temple, poor one lady and two kids and one old mother. But nobody understood that it was like a Govardhan Leela, a Govardhan Hill pastime, where Krishna is holding the Govardhan Hill at his pinky finger, and all the gopis, gopas, Nand Baba, Yashoda Mai, they are enjoying, they are protected. Rather, they are praying that let this never end so that we can be always in association of Krishna. So similarly, I was praying, let this lockdown be here for me at least, and let me be with my spiritual master. So I was extremely happy. We had no idea what's going on outside. Both the kids were happy. Every now and then, Guru Maharaj would come out. And like Garima was saying earlier, we were like following Guru Maharaj like a tail. As soon as he comes out, we all are out. And sometimes we would inform apartment community also, hey, Guru Maharaj is out. Come out, everybody. And whole group will be out. Krishna Kishore Prabhu would know that we had wonderful memories with Guru Maharaj. We used to walk after him in the garden, and we didn't know down the road there will be Guru Maharaj Samadhi. So I haven't been to Guru Maharaj Samadhi yet. Neither I have the daring to go and walk the same path where we used to follow Guru Maharaj, walk around. Guru Maharaj used to give directions to Dheer Gaur Prabhu. Okay, this flower should be planted like this plant should be here. And same place having Samadhi is very difficult for me to see. So I don't know when I will go, but it's extremely difficult to go back to Ujjain, and because when I go to Ujjain, I think my definition of Ujjain is my spiritual world, because I have seen the times when in the temple there is Radha Madan Mohan, there is Krishna Balram, Gaur Nitai, all the deities, my spiritual master, me, Bhakti Prem Maharaj, few devotees are chanting and singing 24/7 kirtans. And it was like, I think if somewhere spiritual world exists, it has to be this. And if that is the glimpse of spiritual world, then I really don't know how the actual Golok Vrindavan looks like. So because of Guru Maharaj, Ujjain is extremely special to my heart. And Guru Maharaj told me before he left, Ujjain is your home. So yeah, I was there in COVID, and then Guru Maharaj was already planning to leave for Atlanta. So finally he told me, Chambaklata, I'm going to Atlanta. You should also go back to your husband. I said, okay, Guru Maharaj. So after that I left and went to my family. I stayed there almost 2 weeks. And Guru Maharaj was doing japa call every morning, 5 o'clock. So my kids were little. Krishna was only 3-year-old. They both would wake up every morning, 4:45. They will chant with Guru Maharaj. 5:30, 5:45, japa is over, they will go back to sleep. They were so connected with Guru Maharaj that I didn't have to tell them to chant their rounds. They were very young, but they were so much in deep love with Guru Maharaj. And then we would chant, and one morning Guru Maharaj said, Champakalata, call me after this call, japa call. I called him. Guru Maharaj said, you're still here? I told you to go back. I said, Guru Maharaj, their flight people are not honoring my tickets. They are asking almost 5 to 6 grands for repatriation flights, and I already have a return ticket. So I told him, even I don't know how to go, because my visa is also expiring in 1 month. I came for 2 months, but I was stuck there for 6 months in India. But somehow, Guru Maharaj mercy, one of my neighbor called, he gave me some receptionist phone number who works at the flight, and I don't know how, that was very magical, it was very mystical. It worked out, and they honored my tickets, and I was able to come in during COVID. And when I came back, my plan was again to come to DeLand and see Guru Maharaj. But it was too late. I landed on 29th June. Guru Maharaj left on 4th July. So I already got the news in India itself that Maharaj was not well. And then I said, I don't know, Guru Maharaj is not well, but before that I should write an email. I did send him a last email, hoping, will I get reply, will I not get reply? But Guru Maharaj did reply. I don't know how, from where, I still don't remember. But I would consider myself the most fortunate one, that even though I cried so much that we got the father and we lost him that quick, but Guru Maharaj did reply to that email. And that's the last email I received. So yeah, it was, I, with that example, with that pastime, I understood one thing, that Guru's love is the closest love we can get to Krishna, because it's a selfless love. Guru does not want anything from us. He just care for our spiritual life. He care for our well-being. Like one of the class, I think Guru Maharaj says, my concern is only your devotion. So we were just loved like a daughter, and I'm sure all the Matajis will agree that every Mataji here, they feel like Guru Maharaj was my father, and all the selfless love was showered by Guru Maharaj. I'll share one pastime from Krishna Kishore Prabhu's class yesterday, that Guru reciprocates. It was time for me to take second initiation. There are two pastimes I'll quickly share. We were told by both the temples quite often times that you have to take second initiation, because I was already doing altar services, going on the altar without second initiation because of the need. And I really didn't know, because I wanted to take my time, and I didn't know where to turn to. We were confused. But then one day, finally, I broke down in front of Guru Maharaj's picture. And I said, Guru Maharaj, I have to take second, I know. But I really don't know where to turn to, because everybody loves us. But you have to guide me, Guru Maharaj. I'm not able to make a decision. So I prayed like this, and after 2 or 3 days, or even next day, I don't remember what day, but when I was chanting, during my chanting, all 16 rounds, morning 2 hours, I could only, like Jayapataka Maharaj was coming in my mind. Like Maharaj was, it was as if like Maharaj was standing in front of my eyes. It was so close, it was so heavy on me, that I understood that Guru Maharaj is guiding me, that proceed. My God brother Jayapataka Maharaj is there, and he's there to give you shelter. So we finally went and requested Maharaj, and Maharaj was very kind. He showered his mercy, and he gave a second initiation on Radhashmi Eve. So this is how I felt Guru Maharaj reciprocation. And one more time, I was hearing Guru Maharaj Brihad Bhagavatamrita. When I found that on YouTube, I was very happy. It was almost 2 years back. To a point where I was hearing, and then one seminar, Guru Maharaj asked in the class, whole crowd, who here does not have Srimad Bhagavatam? I mean, not Srimad Bhagavatam, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And I didn't have Brihad Bhagavatamrita at that time. So somehow the class was so enlivening. I was cooking, and I ended up raising my hand. I said, Guru Maharaj, I don't have it. And then my husband asked me, what do you want for your birthday gift? I said, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. I brought Brihad Bhagavatamrita at home to read. That was my birthday gift. Then I was thinking, I go out for a book distribution. Will people take Brihad Bhagavatamrita? But then in one of the seminar, Guru Maharaj said, every house should have Brihad Bhagavatamrita. This is by Sanatan Goswami, and every house should have it. Then I said, okay, let me try. So that one book which I was gifted, I took that. And somebody came and took it. Then I ordered second. The second one came. And I was thinking, will Westerners take this book? It's so difficult to understand. And I was standing outside Patel Brothers, and one Western lady came. And from far she came and she said, you know, that's something yellow. It's so attractive. I need that. But I don't have money because I'm barely paying my rent. So Brihad Bhagavatamrita usually cost whatever is cost price. She barely paid cost price. It was not like enough, just barely, and she took it. And after that, a homeschooling girl came, barely 13, 14-year-old girl. As soon as she saw the set, she didn't even know what is inside. She said, I just love that. I need to take that. And this is how, by Guru Maharaj mercy, almost 17 to 18 Brihad Bhagavatamrita went one by one. So I could see that through book distribution, how Guru Maharaj was reciprocating. And I was ordering just one at a time, because I wasn't sure it will go or not. Of course, I was distributing a lot of Prabhupada books, but this book because it was so close. It became so close to my heart after hearing the seminar of Guru Maharaj on Brihad Bhagavatamrita that this set started going. So I felt that time that how Guru Maharaj is reciprocating. So now, on this auspicious occasion, I request all the Vaishnavas and Guru Maharaj also. I recently spoke to Vaisheshika Prabhu that for Bhadra Purnima, I want to distribute 108 Bhagavatam sets. And Maharaj blessed me. Maharaj said, so be it, it will happen. You just go out and it will happen. So I'm praying Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas here, if you all can bestow your mercy and if I can please Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada by distributing 108 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll feel myself very fortunate, even though I'm not qualified to distribute. Neither I have some good attachment also, but I just want to please Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for your heartfelt offering and inspiring all, telling about your good distribution and your aim. Thank you. Jagannath Char Prabhu, just you. And after Jagannath Char Prabhu, I want to read Sundari Radha Mataji sent us offering, so that I will be reading, and then Umakshi Mataji and Rameshwar Gaurav will after.
Okay, I'll try to say a little something. When I was earlier, when I was on the altar, someone was here recalling being called on the phone by Guru Maharaj, and that brought up a number of different memories. I remember the first time that Guru Maharaj called me on the phone. It was very shocking. I was really surprised to, I didn't pick it up right away. I just stared at my phone for a while thinking, and then I thought, oh no, my apartment's messy. Like he's gonna see. But there was something always just particularly striking about any interaction with Guru Maharaj, and particularly when he would call a couple times before I was initiated, and then after, before I came down here. And you don't always know what you're experiencing when you're experiencing it, but then maybe some time passes and you understand it a little better. It reminds me of what Jai Dvaita Maharaj said about Guru Maharaj. He said that Guru Maharaj had this ability where everybody thought that His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami was my special friend, that, it was the way that Guru Maharaj interacted with everybody. And I don't think it's because Guru Maharaj, read some book on like five points on having a wonderful personality or something like this. It was because he was on the spiritual platform, and so he was displaying spiritual attributes. And there's something unbelievably attractive about that. So we all had that feeling from time to time of surprise. The surprise was, why is he interested in me? Why is he why does he remember me? So Guru Maharaj could make everybody feel very special like that. And I remember a long time ago I read this essay it was from a Catholic perspective on the attributes of a saint. And I don't really remember much, but I remember one of the things it said was that these saintly personalities somehow manage to balance completely opposite traits and completely opposite energies. And I remember last year when Radhanath Maharaj was here, one of the things he said about Guru Maharaj, which I thought was so true, was that he said Guru Maharaj could be as soft as a rose petal, but he could be as hard as lightning also, depending on the circumstance and depending on what was necessary. And for those of us that served him, we definitely experienced both sides of that. And most people remember Guru Maharaj for his tenderness. But I appreciate so much Guru Maharaj, not just his tenderness, but the entire range of what he displayed. I was always bewildered whenever we were serving Guru Maharaj. For most of the time, he kept us very busy, and I was pretty new at the time. Krishna Kishore was there, thankfully. He helped me out a lot. For the most part, it was bewildering. But I think somehow Guru Maharaj, somehow he put his hook inside my heart and was able to pull. So I'm very thankful for that. And I look back and I actually feel very dumb about a lot of those early times. Like Guru Maharaj, like I'm in the ocean, drowning, and Guru Maharaj comes out, he's arriving on a boat, and he throws something out to me, and he's saying, "Come on, get in the boat." And I'm saying, what do you got in the boat? Is it nice? Like that's kind of our consciousness. It takes some time for our consciousness to become purified. But luckily, Guru Maharaj gave us this place, and he gave us his association, which was such a valuable gift. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm very thankful for Guru Maharaj, and I'm thankful for this place. And I hope we can hear more from Krishna Kishore today. I have one quick anecdote. I remember once when we were serving Guru Maharaj, there was one day where he asked me something. I don't remember what it was. He asked me to, look into some matter for him. And I got sidetracked because we were up at the Sanford house, and someone from here called me and asked me, "Oh, can you do this?" And I said, "Okay, maybe." So I got sidetracked and I started doing this other thing. And then Guru Maharaj came back and said, "Oh, did you do that for me?" And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Guru Maharaj, I haven't done it yet." And he chastised me and he said, "Nobody here does anything I ask." He says, "Wait, except Krishna Kishore." He said, "When I ask Krishna Kishore to do something, he does it." So, okay, I'll end with that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jagannath Chan Prabhu. And those who are not aware of his seva or what he does, we are very fortunate in being a part of our team. Tirelessly, day after day, night after night, he serves here. Whatever, he has a fixed service, but if we need any other things, he's the first person who comes forward and helps us. It's like he's our savior in many cases. Thank you, Jagannath Chan Prabhu, for your seva and your commitment to Guru Maharaj in this project. Hare Krishna. So let me read. Oh, I see Sundari Radha Mataji. Sundari Radha Mataji, do you want to read your offering?
It's okay, Prabhu. You can read on our behalf.
Okay.
Thank you.
But you are there, you should read it. That would be better, right?
No, it's an offering for both of us. So you go ahead and read, Prabhu. It sounds nicer when you read it.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So Mataji, I see two messages. So it is like one from you and one for, or the last one we should read.
That is the Radha's message.
Oh,
My
okay.
daughter.
Okay, I see that now. Sorry, I didn't read that.
It's okay, Prabhu.
Okay, so the first one is from Radha, that is Sundari Radha Mataji's daughter, and the second one is Sundari Radha Mataji and Prabhu. Those who are not aware of Sundari Radha Mataji and Manmathananda Prabhu, they are very big help for our project, especially me. I on daily basis I interact with Mataji. She is our public relation person. She takes care of our all phones. She is not here. She is thousands of miles or hundreds of miles away from here. But she is on top of all the things happening here, especially in the construction and other dealings, like whatever Veda Foundation is dealing with any other organization, she is our conduit or she is our main person. And it's a big help to the project. So thank you, Mataji, for your seva. Plus, Prabhu and Mataji are one of the big donors for Veda Foundation. Yeah. Whatever big projects we come, they are the first who come forward, including the basketball court or the entrance. What we are trying to, build a new entrance. So they came forward, and that gives me, little push or a confidence, because if somebody is supporting like that, then we can go ahead and do so many things. And sorry, Mataji, many times I fight with Mataji because our thought processes are a little different, but still, by Guru Maharaj mercy, we work together, and we are, for pleasure of Guru Maharaj, we are doing it. But thank you for your seva and Prabhuj seva at Guru Maharaj Lotus feet. So let me read. Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is Radha. I want to write a small offering for this afternoon. Whenever Guru Maharaj used to come to Houston, I would always bake something as dessert when my parents made lunch or dinner. This particular instance, I made cupcakes with purple icing. Our house is 30 minutes away from the temple. So I held the cupcakes on my lap as we drove to the temple. To my surprise, the cupcakes started changing color and they became a dark blue color. I was so worried that Maharaj would notice the cupcakes were looking tie-dye with stripes of blue and purple. Once I served him, he used a fork to delicately eat the cupcake. He never mentioned the color. However, he thanked me for making them and told me to continue baking. This instance always reminds me of how sociable Maharaj was and how his ability to communicate with devotees was one of his most prominent traits. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Radha. Now, second offering. Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is Sundari Radha Dasi. If possible, can you read this offering on my behalf? Okay. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. We are so unfortunate to unable to attend your Tirobhava celebration this year. However, your instructions, kirtans, and lectures always make us feel that you are with us. Our physical association with you was not much. However, just as Srila Prabhupada one time said that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has left some unfinished business so his disciples could finish, in the same way Veda Foundation Cow Century was given to us. We are trying to help the project in our own capacity under the guidance of, she mentioned my name. There are a lot of areas we need help to make your vision come true. Our path is always with trials and tribulations. However, Guru Maharaj, we pray that with your blessings, everything is possible. Your servants, Manmathananda Das and Sundari Radha Dasi. Thank you, Mataji. You want to say something, Mataji?
No, Prabhu, it's fine. I think there's not much I didn't write, but I think that's, yeah, something that came to my mind. I wrote it. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
again.
Prabhu. Thank you for reading it.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Meenakshi Mataji, please. So after Meenakshi Mataji, then Rameshwar Gauranga Prabhu, Hemagopika Mataji, and then we will hear from Krishna Kishore Prabhu and Shailaja Mataji. Yeah.
Oh, this is my first time I was reading offering for Guru Maharaj. I was so nervous. I was thinking, what should I share? And because we don't have much of Guru Maharaj personal association. So I was meditating, what should I talk about Guru Maharaj? So as we making a garland, and I also do some seva in temple as a garland also, so I thought I just try to meditate on that one. So I just want to share a few things which I may be wrong, but I just realize from Guru Maharaj. So that's why just trying to focus that how Guru Maharaj love garlands. So Guru Maharaj was about to come to the DeLand, about to the Gurugram. So I just called Parmeshwari Mataji because Guru Maharaj was staying at Parmeshwari Mataji's home. So I called Mataji, Mataji, I'm not a good cook. I know how Guru Maharaj is particular about cooking also. So, but still give me some seva. I just want to cook something for Guru Maharaj. So Mataji said, ki already a lot of Matajis are cooking. So what you can do, you can make garland for Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj wear garlands for a longer time, so you can make a garland. So I said, okay, I don't know how to make a garland also at that time. So Parmeshwari Mataji taught me, you can buy these flowers and you can make like that. So I made a garland for Guru Maharaj. So that's what, I just start making a garlands, and especially Gurgaon Mataji's got inspired to make more and more garlands for Guru Maharaj, because Guru Maharaj always loved wearing garlands. So, and parallelly, Guru Maharaj was, we got to know from Parmeshwari Mataji also that Guru Maharaj was very particular about garlands. Although he never tells, because we were so new that he never tells us so much, but because seniors always guide us, she tells us about how Guru Maharaj was particular about that what should be the length of the garland, that the bottom of the garland should come at the navel point of that person you're offering a garlands, and then other part should come up. And it, so we can observe, I personally observe from our videos that when Guru Maharaj is offering a garlands to Srila Prabhupada, how he just first adjusts the garland and then he just offer it to Srila Prabhupada, and even after that he looks at that everything is balanced, everything is, if it's not, then again he sets the garlands, and then, so he was so particular about those things. Parallelly, he accept whatever way, whatever things been offered to him. Like once he came to again Gurgaon, the Gurgaon congregation, small kids get inspired to make garlands for Guru Maharaj. So there was kids, and we all Matajis were busy in different tasks for Guru Maharaj. So they were busy. So we were busy. We were not able to tell them what to do, what not to do for garlands. So they made 6-7 devotee kids made themselves for offering to Guru Maharaj, and they tied up the garland. And when Guru Maharaj sat at Vyasasan, the one small kid, Kartik, came and he offered garland to Guru Maharaj. But they don't know how to tie up the thread. So it's fall. But Guru Maharaj was so merciful. This incident really touches my heart, that he wore that garland like dupatta. It's just like this and this. But he still didn't take out that garland. Though it's broken, I should keep it aside. But he saw the love of the kids, but kids made a garland for Guru Maharaj, that he all throughout the class he wore like a dupatta. It was, I don't remember the class, but I always just, in that class I was just watching Guru Maharaj's mercy, Guru Maharaj's love, Guru Maharaj's reciprocation, that how he was so much like show care for everybody. Like everybody was touched by just very, very small incidents, whatever Guru Maharaj does, everybody got touched by that one. And there's very funny thing I do with the garlands of Guru Maharaj. Like sometime I got seva to search Guru Maharaj's particular. I got clip and somebody says, just tell us this clip is taken from which lecture. So and they give me sometime a timeline of like, you have 1 hour, you just have to give me this lecture. So funny thing I do, I just open YouTube, go to the Guru Maharaj challenge and start scrolling, and I just notice which garland is Guru Maharaj wearing in that clip, and I just scroll and just find out the same garland, and then immediately got that video. So this is this funny thing I usually do this because Guru Maharaj really love wearing those garlands. Even he, whenever devotees offer so many garlands, one class he offered a lot of garlands, so he gave all the garlands to all the devotees, but he said, I want to keep one with me. So he always wants that whenever he loves that one. And some devotee told us that Guru Maharaj shared that these garlands are the Krishna Kripa, is coming from Krishna, it's a prasad of Krishna. The more we can associate with those, or we can keep it with us, it's good for us. So that's what Guru Maharaj shared, and that's why Guru Maharaj wear garland for a longer time. I have seen that maximum just take out, but Guru Maharaj always wear those garland. And when last Guru Maharaj came to Gurugram in February 2020, so again Parmeshwari Maharaj, he said, we'll make a lot of garlands this time. I don't know how things come to her mind. And there was a small program in temple. Temple was under construction. So initially we were expecting that maybe 200 devotees will come, but it's reached to 500 devotees, all from Delhi, Gurugram, and Delhi and NCR. A lot of devotees said they want to come for the class of Guru Maharaj. So like Giriraj Prabhu said to us that, Mataji, you make as much as garland you can. So whosoever is coming a senior devotee, they will be able to offer Guru Maharaj a garland. Its welcome should be very, very opulent. So there should be row of devotees, everybody should holding a garland, and they can offer, that nobody feel like they are not able to connect to the Guru Maharaj. So we made, I think, 40-50 garlands for the Guru Maharaj, and it was very grand welcome of Guru Maharaj. And when Mataji came and she made garland and she gave to one Prabhuji, but somehow it been not been offered to Guru Maharaj. And that Mataji came to me and she said, Mataji, see, my garland is not offered to Guru Maharaj. Then I recall again that incident of kids, and I said, Mataji having a small kid. So I told Mataji, as soon as the class finish, you can send your son on a stage, because Guru Maharaj never scolds the kids. If we go on a stage, then he will scold us. So just send your son on a stage with the garland and tell him to offer to Guru Maharaj. She said, will he accept? I said, yes, Mataji, he will definitely accept a garland. Then she did the same thing, and Guru Maharaj accepted the garland, and in exchange give one garland to that boy. And that Mataji was so touched. Still, she remembered that incident, that how she is able to offer a garland to Guru Maharaj. And when Guru Maharaj was leaving from Gurugram, then he said, we all were there, and Guru Maharaj said, you Gurugram, Mataji spends so much on garlands. You should not do in the next time. And we didn't know why Guru Maharaj said this thing, that yes, physically we won't able to offer the garland to Guru Maharaj, but still that's what I just want to share. This is what comes into my mind, and I just want to share that the small things which Guru Maharaj interacted with us, it has not been a direct interaction, but it's give us so much love in our heart that is still there, and I just want that it will continue, that he keep on showering that love. That's what I want to share. I just want, I'm very scared of this mic actually, but I just want to just glorify Guru Maharaj just for my purification. That's somehow I get purified just just glorifying about Guru Maharaj. I don't have a lot of things and I'm not expert in expressing myself also. But still, I just want to offer this to Guru Maharaj. So to purify me. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, just accepting me as your disciple. And I just thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Meenakshi Mataji. And on behalf of DeLand team, we want to thank Meenakshi Mataji and Rameshwar Gauranga Prabhu coming here, helping us. Whatever we need help, they are coming forward and helping, be it setting up a room or cooking or whatever. And Mataji is a good cook because I have seen personally, like I shouldn't say she is a cook, she's a chef, because we just, like 2 occasions, I just told Mataji, we need this, some devotee is coming. She'll just go to in a kitchen, find few things, and she will just make a dish. 2 times I have seen this. So thank you, Mataji, for your seva. Thank you for coming here and helping us. So Rameshwar Gauranga Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pisthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Snigdha Cheta Supranita Vagmam Chara Sapratam Prabhupada Gatparnomi Bhakti Charutam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pisthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvana Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jagat Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So, no, it is fine. मेरा आवाज वैसे ही नहीं आता प्रभु जी. Maybe I can remove this. That would be easier for me then. Yeah, I think that will be better. So of all the people, like most of you have said that you are unqualified, I'm the most unqualified. And I'll tell you the reason also. So back in 2016 is when we took shelter from Guru Maharaj in Mayapur. And so one of our god brothers, so we were just very new in, so Meenakshi has been in ISKCON for quite some time. And my interaction with ISKCON was mostly forceful. Like she will not cook for me and she would go to some Bhakti Vriksha program. And on that day, my service was that you will not get dinner. If you want to have dinner, come to the program. So that's how I got into ISKCON. So I was very, very new and she had a desire to go to Mayapur. I would try to do bookings online, and all of you, if you have tried, you will never get a booking online unless and until you have some links, or you time it well, then you will be able to go there. So we met one of our god brother in Gurgaon. So he took us to Mayapur during Kirtan Mela. That was her desire that she wanted to attend. So my interaction was not much at that time. So, and we met him for a couple of times. Maybe for a year we were meeting with that god brother. So he made a point that since you both are moving ahead on this path, why don't you take a shelter? So he ensured that we meet all the sannyasis who are there in Mayapur. So we met everyone. But the kind of personal attachment that we felt more was Meenakshi than me, because she was very much into it. And we said, okay, I met everyone, but this person looks nice to me, so maybe we can take shelter from him. Like that. That's how. So at night, I think we went and we met, and that Prabhuji only introduced her, and he only said, I never, like normally they say you have to beg. We never begged. So that Prabhuji did all the hard work for us. He begged for us to be accepted in the shelter. And Guru Maharaj said, they have to wait. Right? So that's what I'm saying, that how I am most unqualified. He said, no, not him. Right? She may be okay. So, And then next morning, Guru Maharaj was leaving to Calcutta. He had a flight, I think he was coming to US during that time. So in the morning again we went, and then morning Guru Maharaj said, Srila Prabhupada gave shelter to everyone without even whether they were chanting or not. Oh, I forgot that Guru Maharaj asked me that how many rounds that you are chanting. And I said, Guru Maharaj, when I'm in Mayapur, I'm chanting 16. Otherwise, I don't know how much I'm chanting. So the next morning, he said, Prabhupada accepted everyone, so how can I don't accept you? So he gave the shelter like this. So I'm the most unqualified to speak about it. Second is, like all of you have some interaction with Guru Maharaj, right? My most, out of my ignorance, I never tried to meet Guru Maharaj, never wrote an email to Guru Maharaj, like I didn't know. And mostly I think I spoke to him probably twice. So once he stayed at our home as well. That's also because of the mercy of Vaishnavas and God brothers. They ensured that when the Guru is coming, he should go and stay at everyone's place. So you should also be able to serve him. So Guru Maharaj came. We organized a program as if the Gurgaon devotees. I was not organizing, okay? So they organized a program. So Guru Maharaj came, I think, somewhere in the evening. And that was the time when Jagannath Prabhu came with Guru Maharaj. And I think Krishna Kishore Prabhu also came in that time. I think evening, around afternoon they came, Guru Maharaj went and took rest. Evening there was a program at 7 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock, I think the program was over. We just went to, so my interaction was that, okay, Guru Maharaj has come, you serve him. And this was the first time I was being told to serve him. And you know that how you get instructions, okay, everything has to be perfect, blah, 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 blah. So I was just serving chapatis. Rest, everything else, the senior devotees were doing. And Guru Maharaj, that was my interaction with Guru Maharaj. The first formal interaction with Guru Maharaj was that only. And the other interaction where I spoke to Guru Maharaj, on this occasion, Guru Maharaj spoke. He said, okay, the plan was that he will stay for 2 days. And he said, I don't have anything here, so better I can go to Ujjain. I think it was Rath Yatra also coming. So he said, maybe I can go to Rath Yatra. So as a disciple, probably I should have asked Guru Maharaj, no, you stay here. But I said, okay, Maharaj, you want to go, no problem. So Guru Maharaj left early next morning. So it was around 9:30, and 2 o'clock Guru Maharaj woke up, and 4 o'clock he was gone, like this. So the only instruction that I had with Guru Maharaj was that I got an opportunity to drive him to Vrindavan once, right? And this was, I think and this incident came to my memory when we were having prasadam this afternoon with Sumohan Prabhu and one more Prabhuji. They were discussing that how Guru Maharaj was very particular about time, right? Devotee care was the top on his list of agendas. So the flight, by the time he could come out, I think it was delayed by 20 minutes or so, and Guru Maharaj had to be taken to, this was a yatra for Vrindavan, then Puri, and then it was Mayapur. That was the yatra. I think it was 2018. The yatra was 2018. So my service was to take Guru Maharaj to the Vrindavan to drive him. And the only words that I heard from Guru Maharaj, that was the first time that Guru Maharaj personally spoke to me. Second time he spoke to me and he said, can you take me to Vrindavan in 2 hours? These are his words. That's my only interaction. So that's what I had right now. But anyhow, so when I was preparing for offering, I didn't know what to offer, but I've heard so much from many devotees in Gurgaon, and like Champak Lata Mataji said, Ujjain is the home, right? So when you travel to Ujjain, I used to travel and I would feel that, okay, Ujjain is like home, and I still say that I have come back home. Often I would leave Meenakshi at home and she's there, and I would go from Gurgaon to Ujjain for 10-15 days. I've been doing it for last 3-4 years now. So you feel that home, but then the love is there. But then you say, okay, these are devotees, they have been staying with Guru Maharaj, that's how the reciprocation is there. But last year when we came to DeLand with Krishna Kishore Prabhu, and this year also, we could see that how the personification of love that Guru Maharaj is, that we received from every one of you who is sitting here. Right? We went, like we never went out to any programs or any place else. We were completely strangers to everyone, right? I haven't met any of you, even though maybe at SPMF you may have come, but I may not even recall anyone's face, name, forget about the name, the faces were also all new. But every one of you welcomed us as like the brother or a little brother. Some also accepted us as the father-in-law of Krishna Kishore Prabhu, sometimes the father of Shalya Mataji. But so much atmiyata or the love that we received, so I could see that how much the love Guru Maharaj has. And I was so stupid and fool that I didn't actually had so much opportunities, like Gurgaon and Ujjain is like 12 hours apart, but I left all of that. I didn't utilize that, but I can only feel it now. But I thanks to all of you. I feel gratitude to all of you for sharing and expansion of that love from Guru Maharaj and showering it on to us. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. And so we will request Hemagopika Mataji, please come. So Hemagopika Mataji and Kishore Mukunda Parman and their entire family actually are a big part of our project here. On daily basis, several hours they both serve here and help us on many different things what we are trying to do here for pleasure of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. I beg blessings from Maharaji and all the Vaishnavas, Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada and Sri Gaunitai to talk something that which is really suitable for the occasion. So as soon as I always enter DeLand form, the Veda Foundation, I always think about Guru Maharaj, the places where we had interaction with Guru Maharaj. So right at the entrance, just few feet before, we met Guru Maharaj. I just wanted to recollect the instance. The first assignment that I got from Guru Maharaj when we moved to Veda Foundation was to become a food manager for the kitchen, because Guru Maharaj was looking for licensing the kitchen so that we can cater to all the software companies. So boys were there, all children actually, they are all little boys here. So we had a very nice team here. So Guru Maharaj wanted that to be licensed. So Guru Maharaj said, can you just become a food manager certified so that we can license the kitchen? So right after that instruction, I started preparing for that. I think in 10 days, I gave the certification. And it was very simple, actually. Whatever I studied was software. Food manager is something related to the food and the management in the kitchen. So I completed, and I scored some 90+% in that. We were very happy. Right after the certification, my Prabhu drove directly to the farm. And we don't know if Guru Maharaj is there, but we really wanted to tell Guru Maharaj, yes, whatever you assigned, it's done. He drove, and right near to the entrance, devotees were driving Guru Maharaj, and we came and Guru Maharaj stopped the car. We got down and I told Guru Maharaj, I did the certification. Oh, so soon? Yes, Guru Maharaj. And then I gave the certificate to Guru Maharaj also. And then Guru Maharaj immediately said, okay. He didn't ask me, what do you like? He just asked, what does your children like? Okay, tell me the flavor of ice cream that Manjunath likes. He remembers even children names. From the morning as children were speaking, I was seeing that each and every child's heart was touched by Guru Maharaj. It is like they cannot experience such pure love from even their own grandfathers. So he asked, what is the flavor that Manjunath likes? And then I said some flavor, and immediately half an hour, I think Guru Maharaj brought that flavor of the ice cream, and we were in the farm only. And he told Rishwanand Prabhu or Krishna Kishore Prabhu, I don't remember. He gave that flavored ice cream, and they came and gave to Manjunath. Manjunath, this is for you. Guru Maharaj brought it for you. So the joy of the kids, it's like boundless. So Guru Maharaj took care of each and every person's personal needs, and he attentively tries to glorify the devotees even for a small service that they do. Once Guru Maharaj was just sitting before his room, there was a small tent arranged, and one guest came. Normally Guru Maharaj likes to have tissue paper box always nearby. So that was missing, and I think Manjunath was running towards the temple room to grab the box. It was here. And Guru Maharaj just started to take up, but the box was missing. And he immediately looked that Manjunath was running towards the temple. Immediately he acknowledged, oh, Manjunath is serving the thing that I need. I know he is running to bring that box, isn't it? He looked, yes, Guru Maharaj. So in that way, he touches everybody's hearts somehow. And with my Prabhu also, one of the instances in Mayapur, actually I got, that was my second chastisement from Guru Maharaj. I always liked to cook for Guru Maharaj because that was how I was trained up by my Siksha Gurus. So when we went to Mayapur, Lotus building, Conch building, Guru Maharaj's quarters, I was doing my Pujari course in Mayapur. And just, okay, after the DeLand episode, we went to India due to some visa issues. So we were in Mayapur. I was a part of Pujari course in that academy. During that time, Guru Maharaj came, and I would love to cook something for him. So I picked brown rice from home. I went into the kitchen, and I started cooking. Prabhu, who was serving there, he just asked, what are you cooking? I said, little of brown rice for Guru Maharaj. He asked, Guru Maharaj told you? I said, no, just wanted to cook something because for his lunch he will have something. That Prabhu didn't tell me anything. He thought, oh, she came from DeLand and something. If I say something, she might get hurt. So he didn't say anything. I cooked rice, and Guru Maharaj had lunch. He didn't have rice, I got to know. So I kept quiet. I came out. They offered me prasadam. We had prasadam, and then we came out. Next day, afternoon, I think, Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir, Guru Maharaj was there, meeting so many devotees. So the mood of Guru Maharaj in India is quite different from the mood that we have seen here in DeLand. So myself, my Prabhu, we were also following Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj happened to see me. And he all of a sudden stopped, and he looked at me and said, why did you cook rice yesterday? And that's it. My heart, like, it just struck. My legs were not moving, and I was like, as if I got a current shock. So I was so afraid. Out of so many disciples, they were all there, but not in front of them. Guru Maharaj is so busy, and he was just walking very busily. But then he made it a point that he stopped, and he looked at me and said, why did you cook the rice? Immediately I said, please forgive me, Guru Maharaj, that's it. I didn't even look at him. So that incident happened. I felt so bad. The whole day I was like, I couldn't cry. I couldn't do any other activity. I was just sitting and just, ruminating over my thoughts. Why did I cook for Guru Maharaj? Actually, Guru Maharaj loves brown rice. That was how I was told. I was just, devastated that night. Later, next morning, he is supposed to leave. He is going to depart, meaning from Mayapur, he was leaving to Ujjain or Delhi, I don't know. He was supposed to leave by 3:30 a.m. So I woke up my daughter and I said, Guru Maharaj is leaving, let us go to the quarters. So we woke up, we didn't go to Mangalarati. We straightly went to Guru Maharaj's room and my daughter sat there. I was just, I don't want to see Guru Maharaj. I was feeling so ashamed to see Guru Maharaj because he already chastised me. So I was standing next to the door, entrance of the door, but he will not be able to see me as he comes out. He will see my daughter first. So inside, he was just walking, to the room, I think. He saw Shrikari. She was sitting, and from inside the room, he was calling her name. Shrikari, you are here this early? And Shrikari didn't say anything. If you are here, your mother is also here. And immediately I came towards the entrance, and Guru Maharaj came out, and I paid obeisances. He is more than a father. I cannot even describe the love that he has showed unto us. And he came out, and he was just smiling, and he said, I'm so happy to see you both here, he said. And tears started rolling into my eyes. Fortunately, it was a bit dark, so Guru Maharaj couldn't see my eyes that much. But, and he said, Hemagopika, can you cook for me the next time I come to Mayapur? He said. So I was just thinking, no words to express any of my feelings, but this is how Guru Maharaj knows each and every one of us. The children, irrespective of their age, the elders, all his disciples, their family members. I got to know more about Guru Maharaj as I traveled to India. If I were just here in DeLand, I might have not known so many glories of my spiritual father. I heard many, many stories from many devotees and their family members who didn't get initiated into ISKCON at all. They belong to different faiths. They chose different paths, but everybody was really attracted to Guru Maharaj. So these are my wonderful qualities of my spiritual father. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to glorify him and his wonderful qualities. I'm just an insignificant servant, but still, whatever thought came to me, I thought I would just present it before you, all Vaishnavas. Guru Maharaj, on this auspicious day, praying that please bless all of us. If any offenses knowingly, out of our pride, unknowingly because of our ignorance, that we have committed at your lotus feet or at the lotus feet of your servants and servants of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Sri Gaurnitai, please forgive us and continue to engage us in your service, in carrying the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we would request now Krishna Kishore Prabhu and Mataji, Shailaja Mataji, to please come. Come, Mataji. Just, huh? Yeah. So decide. Huh? You can sit there and do it if you want. Yeah. But we want to hear from you also. And first we wanted to thank you, both of you coming. I know, because of this war and other issues, their ticket got cancelled. But we requested Prabhu, and then he rebooked the ticket and came here and made this program special. So thank you so much, both of you. And as we discussed, many of you may not know, but Prabhu is actively involved in the core team of Veda Foundation project. Almost on a weekly basis, he meets and he's helping us a lot. And I would request that physically every year he spend at least 2 to 3 months here and help us on this project. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu and Mataji. Yeah. Huh? No, okay, you can. Maybe while having a dinner, then you can talk and tell us.
Hare Krishna. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Snigdha Cheta Supraneda Bhagvinam Charasaplutam Prabhupada Kata Prana Nomi Bhakti Charu Padam Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarani. Hare Krishna. So it's always good to speak first, because by the time you hear offerings of all the Vaishnavas, it is very overwhelming, and I'm feeling very emotional at the moment. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So I seek blessings of all Vaishnavas, Maharaj and all other devotees. This opportunity of glorifying Guru Maharaj is very rare, because he never wanted us to glorify him, always wanted to glorify Srila Prabhupada. I remember when one time we were in flight and the flight was landing. So Guru Maharaj would generally call devotees, as he would land someplace. So as he would land someplace, he would immediately call devotees that we have landed. So he asked for my phone. I gave my phone. It was having Guru Maharaj's picture. So he said, "Why my picture?" So why not Prabhupada's picture? I didn't follow his instruction. I didn't change that, because for us he was everything. The followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have prayed that maybe somebody may not be fortunate to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but by seeing followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they can see the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have not seen Srila Prabhupada, but we have seen the love of Srila Prabhupada through Guru Maharaj. So we take this opportunity to glorify him, express our heartfelt feelings, and especially as Rameshwar Gaurang Prabhu and other devotees were also mentioning, this DeLand program is very special, because I have never thought we would celebrate Guru Maharaj's disappearance day, but this our fate that we have to celebrate this day as a very painful day. So one year I went to Mayapur, the first year I think, and it was very painful. So I never went back to Mayapur festival, and I decided I'll come here every year. It's a very small program or a small gathering, but very intimate. And I could connect and feel Guru Maharaj more here than anywhere else. As I was hearing different devotees speaking since morning, they were sharing how they served Guru Maharaj. I was thinking how expert everyone is. Rupanuga Prabhu was mentioning how Guru Maharaj told him to become president of the GBC college, organizing retreats, so many important services. The Matajis were sharing the garlands, the cooking, hosting Guru Maharaj, so many food managers course and so many things. And the Prabhus were also mentioning driving Guru Maharaj or giving him financial help, speaking to him in Bengali, so many wonderful experiences everyone was sharing. And I was thinking how useless I am. I was around him, but I could not do anything for him. He asked me to cook once, and I don't know how I cooked, but he never took it again. So I got my message that he didn't like my cooking. Then I was giving him massage for some time, but then he never chastised me. One day he asked me, I was massaging his hands, and he told me, give your hand. And I gave my hand to Guru Maharaj, and then he started to press and show, this is how you massage. Still I didn't get it. So Guru Maharaj told that, did you ever wash your own clothes? He said, yes, Guru Maharaj. How do you squeeze your clothes? So I told Guru Maharaj, we squeeze it tight to take out the whole water. And do like that. He squeezed my hand. So I started doing that and said, no, still, water is there. You put more pressure. And then I went to his back, and then I was massaging, but he was not happy. And then he said, did you ever cook chapatis? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj. Okay, how you make the dough? He said, Guru Maharaj, we put a lot of pressure and, okay, do like that on my back. Grab it, and just try to do the dough. That's how he was teaching everything, but I was good for nothing. One time he asked me to drive, and Guru Maharaj shifted to Sanford. He told me that as you are staying with me, I need you to drive because I don't need another devotee to, be there and then his service are hampered. You're already there, you should drive. I said, okay. So one day, surprising, so I was learning driving and I got my learner's license here and applying for the regular one. So I was thinking I know driving now. So one day we were there where we keep cars now. So our temple car was there, RAV4. And Guru Maharaj wanted to go at the front gate because Rishwanand Prabhu and Indresh Prabhu, they were installing that automatic gate to see that. So Guru Maharaj said, can you drive me there? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj. So I went, I put my seat belt. Guru Maharaj said, he put his seat belt. And then I was trying, I put the thing, I put it on gear, I was giving race, nothing happening, it's not moving. Then Guru Maharaj said, you have to switch it on, then it will move. And then he got off the car. He never went with me. That's it. I never drove him. I was his corresponding secretary. My service began with taking dictations and writing letters on his behalf. But he would find so many grammatical mistakes, so many mistakes. I would think that if he would type himself, it would take less time than editing my writing. It would take him double the time. Still he tolerated. He told me also a couple of times that maybe I need somebody more efficient to type my letters. But still he tolerated. So I was thinking, since morning I am hearing all these wonderful services devotees rendered to Guru Maharaj. But I was around him, could not serve him. I could not do anything to please him. On the Vyas Puja of 2019, I think that was the last Vyas Puja we celebrated in person. A similar experience I had in Ujjain. I was sitting back side of the Vyasasana. Like Guru Maharaj Vyasasana was sitting back. That was my favorite place. So I'm not seen, but whenever he needs, I'm there. So I would sit there, and I was hearing all these different devotees making offerings. Guru Maharaj had sannyasis, disciples. Now there are more sannyasi disciples. And they were temple presidents, and they were big devotees doing big, big services. And they were making their offerings, and as I was hearing, I was feeling more and more small. As you hear glories of different devotees, you feel yourself so insignificant. So I was feeling very small, and I was thinking, what I'm doing here? All these devotees are making these big, big offerings, and Guru Maharaj is so happy with them. And Guru Maharaj would embrace them. I only got embraced, I think, once or twice, because I was holding his luggage, and Guru Maharaj would arrive somewhere, he would embrace devotees. He would go somewhere, he would embrace, but I was around him, so, there was no need for embrace. I was thinking Guru Maharaj is embracing them, praising them, giving garlands. They're making such beautiful offerings. And what I'm doing here? But then at that moment, Guru Maharaj turned, and he knew I am sitting at back. He knew. It's Vyas Puja celebration in Ujjain, if you have attended or you see videos. There are 4,000 or 5,000 devotees in one pandal. And Guru Maharaj just, he turned and he said, Krishna, Kishore, and I got up. I popped my head from the back of Vyasasana. And he said, I need to take my medicine. And immediately I got, yes, I also have something to do for him. So I ran from the pandal in Goshala to the ashram, 3rd floor, Guru Maharaj's quarters. I went inside. I got his medicine. I got a jug to wash his hands, another pot so that, I can take water, and then a napkin to. So I was, as I was running back, I was thinking, he's so merciful. He knows that what's going in my heart. And I am thinking I am useless. All these devotees are doing big, big services. But still, he has something for me. I can also please him. I can also serve him. And that feeling was so intense. I was thinking, Guru Maharaj, you have so many disciples, but I only have one Guru Maharaj. And he is still accepting me. So in DeLand, Guru Maharaj came and he brought all of us here. And I'll tell how Guru Maharaj was very merciful also, and as Jagannath Prabhu was saying, he was heavy also. But my whole life was actually, if I say my life began with Guru Maharaj. Because as they say, childhood hero, he was my childhood hero. In my life, I never played sports, not a single time. I never watched any superhero movie. The children, watch Superman or Batman or Harry Potter or something. Never watched. So I was from a very small village. And when I was 13 years old, I came in ISKCON reading Prabhupada books. And I saw Prabhupada's picture, got attracted to him. And we were hearing online lectures. The temple was not there in our city. So I was hearing many devotees' lectures, senior sannyasis and preachers of ISKCON. I was hearing those lectures. But when I first time went to Ujjain, I saw on the Brahmachari ashram wall, there's Prabhupada's picture and then Guru Maharaj's picture. And just by seeing that picture, that captured my heart. I've heard so many wonderful lectures before that, but nothing was so deep when I saw Guru Maharaj's picture. And he became my childhood hero. And immediately I thought, I'll just stay with him. I don't know how it will happen, but I want to stay with him. And as in India, I don't know, if it is in the same in West, but in India, if some children, they start showing a lot of interest in spiritual life, the parents become very, very anxious. That he'll become sadhu, he'll leave home. So we were having difficulties. Our parents were also anxious because they were attached to us. So they were anxious that, he should not go to Ujjain very often, or he should not listen too much of Harikatha. So they were stopping again and again, and every time I would think that once I go to college, I'll have freedom. So I'll be with Guru Maharaj all the time. So we would go in childhood again and again, and Guru Maharaj would treat us like as if we were kings. In morning, wonderful offerings, the children and kids were giving how Guru Maharaj would nourish, and Hema Gopika Mata is also mentioning. So as I was 13 years old, I got a lot of affection from Guru Maharaj. And he would call by name, he would give garlands. And one time first time I saw Guru Maharaj led Kirtan in the temple. And the next day I didn't want to miss Guru Maharaj's Kirtan. But then one family was staying in Ujjain, Shamangi Matanji and Parshuram Prabhu. They told me that we have a Bhakti Vriksha program and you should give lecture. I was 13 years old. They said, you should speak because we have a topic today, why Krishna consciousness should be practiced from youth, and you should speak. So I said, no, I want to attend Guru Maharaj's Kirtan. He said, no, service and separation is bigger than service and union. A 13-year-old boy, what will understand? But I was not convinced, but I didn't want to offend anyone, and they told, so I went to their home. I gave whatever class I had to give, and then I rushed to come back. But by the time I came, everything finished. Guru Maharaj finished Kirtan, he gave garlands to devotees, he went back to his quarters, and I was crying, that I missed my spiritual hero. I wanted to be with him. I came to Ujjain with so much struggle. My family were not allowing. We told our family members that we are going for some children camp. We learn horse riding and swimming, so many lies. And finally I came here and I could not be in this Kirtan. I was very sad. Next day morning Bhagavatam class, I was sitting right in the front. Guru Maharaj was speaking on Dhruva Maharaj. And then he said, even our ISKCON children, they are very, very spiritually advanced from childhood. I heard some boys went to one Bhakti Vriksha program and gave lecture. Who was that boy? And then I was introduced. Our Bhakti Prem Maharaj was Ganganarayan Prabhu that time. He introduced me. And Guru Maharaj became so pleased. He asked my name. And 6 months later, Guru Maharaj came to Ujjain. We also went. And Guru Maharaj remembered. He called me again by my name. And I was so touched. You adore somebody like your hero. And then when your hero remembers you, how you feel. Among so many devotees, it was Rath Yatra festival, thousands of devotees. And he calls me and he called by name and said, are you still giving lectures? I said, Guru Maharaj, I was silent. I could not answer. But somebody else around me, he said, yes, Maharaj, he gives. Guru Maharaj said, yes, keep giving lectures. So that's how he encouraged. I one time wrote one article on Guru Maharaj's teachings. And Guru Maharaj became so happy, he forwarded it to BCS Ishtagoshti. And I was not even knowing what is BCS Ishtagoshti, Disciples Forum. And he was appreciating that, see, these young boys, they are doing it so well. So he encouraged from childhood, and then somehow that relationship grew. We would come often. And one day, I was actually teaching in Indore as a mathematics teacher, and came to Vrindavan, and Guru Maharaj called me. Guru Maharaj asked me, how is your coaching class going? So I said, Guru Maharaj, I explained, and you know how Guru Maharaj goes into details, how much is the space, how much square feet, how many students, and then how much you charge, and how much you pay, and how much you get profit, everything. How many hours you teach, which subjects you teach, everything. And then finally he said, you are stuck there. And I said, yes, I am stuck there, what to do? He didn't tell anything. And I came back to Indore. I didn't go to coaching class. I was crying and I was praying to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I am stuck here. I want to be with Guru Maharaj. And I received a call. That time Guru Maharaj's servant was Atmaram Prabhu. He called me and he said, Guru Maharaj is saying, would you like to serve him as his secretary? I can imagine my world began like that. So happy, so happy. I said, yes, immediately. And then Guru Maharaj called me, started traveling. But every day I would feel this is my last day of service. Every day. Because I was seeing as I told in beginning, I was not good in anything. So I would get chastised. People say they got chastised once, twice. I could get chastised a dozen times in a day. So I don't even remember how many times I got chastised. So every day I would think this is the last day. And Guru Maharaj would say, okay, Krishna Kishore, enough. Now you go back. This is it. You go. So I would gather everything. He would give me some notes or his flight tickets or passes, even tissue he used, everything. In my home, whole Almira is there. I would gather everything, every single thing, and I would note in my diary also. Because I would think, this is my last day with Guru Maharaj. Maybe he will tell that, okay, this is now, you go back. And that's how I started travel. And then finally, Guru Maharaj planned to start this wonderful DeLand project. So in July of 2017, Guru Maharaj decided to come here. And we were in Calcutta, I remember, for Rath Yatra festival. And Guru Maharaj called me in his room and he said, would you like to be part of this program, this project? And I said yes, because Guru Maharaj told me he would stay here all the time. So I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, I'll be there. So I agreed, and then finally the visa procedure, and Purna Chandra Prabhu became my uncle, my mama, for visa application. And Guru Maharaj arranged in a way that my mother, father, and me, we all applied together just because I got refused once. And Guru Maharaj arranged that, we are coming to celebrate Prabhuji's 25th marriage anniversary. That's how we arranged. And then everything he took care, and I got my visa, came with Guru Maharaj for the first time. And when we came to this property, Guru Maharaj came to show us what he got. And you cannot imagine how it was. The grass was maybe 8 or 10 feet high, not 8 or 10 feet, but 8 or 10, maybe 2-3 feet high. Or there was some snake skin, which was left by a snake in different places. There were different tick and other wild things. You can see scorpions walking. It is different environment here that time. And the whole thing is completely renovated now, but that time it looked like a completely haunted place. And we came in winter, so there were no leaves. So it was very different than what we see it now. So when I came with Guru Maharaj and 2 more devotees, Rasanand, Prasim, Kripapa were there, and we were joking among ourselves, and Guru Maharaj came and asked, what do you think about this property? And we were laughing. So Guru Maharaj became very upset. He said, I brought you here, and is any project easy? What they had in Govardhan Eco Village when they started? Nothing. What they had in Gita Nagari or New Vrindavan? Nothing. But here all facility are there. You can stay. We can renovate this place. And it's not that I'll dump you here and I'll go away. I'll also stay with you. That's what he said. I give you 3 days. You see, yesterday we were discussing Guru means heavy. He said, I give you 3 days. Either commit or quit. That's what he said. And we were very ashamed. On the way to our residence in Orlando, Guru Maharaj was again chastising. He said, didn't I tell you it will be hard to stay and start a project? And I was silent. And he was, why are you silent? He was chastising like that. And then once we reached, we said, Guru Maharaj, no, we will be here. We will serve here. But I ran away 4 times. I don't know if devotees know this. Devotees appreciate. Sometimes they say, you are very dedicated, you are very nice. But I want to admit, I ran away 4 times from service of Guru Maharaj. And somebody runs away 4 times. Even one time, your personal servant, secretary, any Maharaj is here. 4 times somebody run away from temple, how authorities will feel. I ran away 4 times. First time we came here, it was winter. Guru Maharaj went to Mayapur. And I was seeing these videos that Guru Maharaj is going to the TOVP, the chakra installation. And I don't know if you can understand this feeling, but I am admitting it honestly. When a personal servant sees another personal servant with a spiritual master, it's very painful. Maybe Radharani and Chandravali scene. It's very painful. So Guru Maharaj had another servant walking next to him. And I was feeling, why I am not there? So I was very, very much agitated. And here we were only 3-4 devotees. And nobody coming and no programs, and Guru Maharaj was not there. And that time my mother became sick. I got the opportunity. I said, yes, this is the opportunity. So I wrote to Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, my mother is sick, I have to go to India. Guru Maharaj said, okay. And that was the biggest time we needed help, because no team from India came that time. Only 3 of Archana Mataji, Rasanand Prabhu, Somaradhika Mataji came later. And we were 3-4 devotees, and we were only there to maintain this place. And I was the youngest, and I was leaving. So it was very disheartening. But Guru Maharaj said, okay, your mother is sick, you can go. So forgiving. So I went. And after one day I said, Guru Maharaj, can I travel with you? He understood. He understood what is going on in my mind. He said, okay, come. So I joined him. But his magnanimity is he never brought up that topic. He said, do you think I am a fool? He never told that. He understood, okay, boy, you want to stay with me, it's okay. Now when Guru Maharaj came to DeLand, I was in India because I gave excuse that my mother is sick. Now he is here. Now I am thinking, now how I can come? So I wrote to Guru Maharaj again. Guru Maharaj, now my mother is okay. Can I come back? Guru Maharaj started to laugh. Yes, come. So in March of 2018, I came back. I started to serve. Now again, 4 or 5 months passed. Guru Maharaj was all the time here. And there are wonderful stories of being in DeLand. 4 or 5 months passed. Then again, Prabhupada Memorial Festival was coming, September. And Guru Maharaj told, we are applying R1 visas for everyone, so they can't move out of US for 3 years. And I said, I will again miss Guru Maharaj in India. So just 1 month before Prabhupada Memorial Festival, I wrote to Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, my mother is sick. My mother became many times sick. So I wrote to him, Guru Maharaj, my mother is sick. I'm sure he understood again. I said, okay, I'm traveling to India, you come with me. So I traveled with him to India in September. So we were there 1-2 months, traveled in October, meetings and everything. Winter, Guru Maharaj came back. I was in Ujjain, missing Guru Maharaj. And then the third time, again Guru Maharaj came to India. I told Guru Maharaj, can I come back with you? He said, yes. So I came back. But this time, third time, was very difficult. You see, serving Guru Maharaj is very difficult because he is a perfectionist. And if you are around a perfectionist, you can't be 1 inch less than a perfection. He would chastise. And just to give a little background about chastisement, one time he told me to make a sample ghee bottle with a label on it. And then Guru Maharaj would do kirtans in the temple hall, but those kirtans would start at 9 o'clock in night. And because devotees would serve 6 o'clock in the morning, our service would begin. 5 o'clock was Mangala Aarti that time. So Mangala Aarti, Narsingh Aarti, Tulsi Aarti, and immediately after Tulsi Aarti, we would have Darshan Aarti again. And then Guru Puja, Prabhupada would give class. Guru Maharaj would give sometimes, but often Prabhupada would give class. We would play Prabhupada class, and Guru Maharaj would sit where this Prabhu is sitting. Guru Maharaj would sit, and we would all sit behind. And after class, Guru Maharaj would turn. And then he would ask, okay, what did you learn in class? So you can't be inattentive. So he would ask everyone. And then Guru Maharaj would say, okay, now we will go for service. So 6 o'clock our service would begin, 6:30 in the morning. And that service would continue till the sun sets. And you can see sun here sets 8:30, 8:45. And when to chant? Maybe in afternoon if you get time you can chant. Otherwise devotee would chant at night. So one evening Guru Maharaj told that, in Ujjain I would do kirtan every evening. Why not we do kirtan in DeLand also? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj. But it was 9 o'clock at night. And Guru Maharaj said, okay, call everyone. So I went in ashram, somebody already sleeping, somebody taking bath, somebody taking out mud from their feet, from work. And then I said, Guru Maharaj, I want to do kirtan. And I remember one devotee lie down on floor. I said, now kirtan? He said, yes, I have my rounds to start. First round I have to start. He said, Guru Maharaj is calling, I can't help. So everybody rushed. And that was one thing in DeLand. Hema Gopika Mataji, Jagannath Prabhu, they all know. Guru Maharaj would call, we would be on toes. Guru Maharaj said, okay, Ishtagoshti, everybody for Ishtagoshti. Guru Maharaj said, okay, service, everybody. It was like army discipline. You're always ready. You can't say, okay, Guru Maharaj, this was, what time you will call us? No, it's like whenever he is ready, you have to be ready. So Guru Maharaj told everybody came to the temple hall, but their rounds were pending. So even though they were in their lowers and t-shirt, they got one chadar, brahmacharis. Why? Because with chadar they were hiding their bead bag. And what used to do, when Guru Maharaj would sing, they would chant 2-3 mantra. And then when Guru Maharaj would, finish, like the leading singer finished, then you have to repeat, then they would start to sing. Now Guru Maharaj is so sharp, he caught, although he was facing towards Prabhupada and singing, and we were sitting at back, because deity is already resting by that time. So he understood. So he turned, and he said, today I want to hear all of you, how you lead Kirtan. And then he said, okay, Radha Radhe, you lead first. And then 5 minutes Radha Radhe lead, and then say, okay, Soumya Radhika, you lead. And then Mohan Murari, you lead. And then me, and then different devotees. He understood our, weakness and our frivolous activities. He understood that. So he told me one of such evenings when he was leaving for Kirtan that I told you to make Bhakti box. That time Guru Maharaj was launching Bhakti box with all Go Mata ingredients, cow products. So I thought, oh, I didn't complete it and you will be upset. So I thought I'll skip Kirtan that day and I'll complete the Bhakti box. And it has to be precise. Like the tapioca has to be 100 grams means 100. It cannot be 101. It cannot be 99. So everything I was measuring, I was putting everything. And the last thing was the ghee bottle. And I got the label printed in our office and I brought the tape and everything. But then I heard Kirtan already finished. And Guru Maharaj is coming out. And I knew if Guru Maharaj will see I have not finished this service, he would not sleep until the service is finished. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, doesn't matter. So he will be very upset on me. So I rushed and somehow or other I wrapped it with tape and it was very ugly and messy. But still I thought it's a sample and sample means sample. You can change it anytime. And I kept the bottle. I brought box in Guru Maharaj's room. Guru Maharaj came and I showed Guru Maharaj, here is your Bhakti box. I said, oh, very nice. You completed it. You remembered. He was very happy because he didn't open it. He said, okay, I'll see it tomorrow. Guru Maharaj took rest. Guru Maharaj taking rest. And then morning, one of my services was to go 1 hour before Mangala Arati to take dictations. So Guru Maharaj would give dictations, I would get ready and go 1 hour before Mangala Arati. So I went inside the room and Guru Maharaj never locked his room. He told Bhakti Prem Maharaj also when he got sannyas, the sannyasi should never lock his room. So he never locked his room. And he always told us, you don't knock and come. General etiquette is you go in somebody's room, you have to knock and come. But he said, you never knock and come. You just come in my room anytime. So in morning, I just opened Guru Maharaj's room, went inside, and he was sitting on his chair, the white chair, with that ghee bottle in his hand. Eyes were red. And he said, this is how you do your service? This is the sample is supposed to be the best in the whole lot. And this is the worst. And you are supposed to show me something and you are doing this. When I am not there, what you will do? He was so upset. What degree you have done? You are an engineer? You are a bachelor's? He chastised 1 hour. My dictation was chastisement. 1 hour. Not only that, from the room to the temple, while walking, he chastised me. And then he came to temple, he led Mangalarti, everything. I was standing at the back. And then after Mangalarti, some Matajis were meeting. Guru Maharaj spoke to them very nicely. So I said, okay, now the mood has changed, no problem. So when he came out, I was again following him. He again resumed chastising me. And then we went in the room, half an hour again chastising, then said, you can go. So I said, my God, what to do? And 1 ghee bottle, it was very heavy. So okay, I went and then I took help of my friends. And then we again printed a nice label, do it again. And then I was standing on the door. This time I didn't go inside. I was thinking, let him come himself for Darshanarti. That time I'll be there. So I was standing there with this ghee bottle. He came out, I gave him Guru Maharaj the ghee bottle. He liked it and he said, see, I have to chastise you for 2 hours to get simple thing done. So it was very heavy. One time he got injury in his leg. And where our monument is? Near that monument was a rose garden. And such a coincidence or whatever Guru Maharaj's desire. In Ujjain, Guru Maharaj loved his rose garden. He loved it, as Champaklata Mata is also mentioning. He loved it. He would personally decide when to sow the which flower, when to, everything. He would decide it. Even if you travel, you have to send him pictures and he would decide. And Guru Maharaj Pushpa Samadhi in Ujjain is in his rose garden. And here also, the first thing Guru Maharaj did, Brajrani Mata, you must be remembering, first thing he did is next to his room he planted roses. First thing. He loved roses and he loved rose garden. And his monument here also is the same rose garden. So he was sitting there and one devotee from UK, senior devotee, was visiting. So he was also sitting with Guru Maharaj. And he was having swelling in his leg. So Guru Maharaj said that you be around because I cannot walk because of this swelling and if I need something, I'll call you. I said, okay. But then I thought this devotee is talking with Guru Maharaj and I had to pick up Guru Maharaj's laundry because we would dry it on ropes, not in dryer, but physically. So I thought, let me collect the laundry. So I went there to collect the thing and I came, it took me 5-10 minutes to arrange everything. And when I came back again, red eyes. And when Guru Maharaj would be angry, his lips would, shake, and his eyes would become red, big. You can really understand he is upset. He said, I told you should be next to me. Why you left me? If I need something in this situation, where should I go? And he chastised me. And now the thing is, more than Guru Maharaj, that devotee started chastising me in front of Guru Maharaj. He said, this is how you serve my Guru Maharaj. You are saying my. He said, your Guru Maharaj, he is also my Guru Maharaj. But he's chastised. This is how you serve my Guru Maharaj. My Guru Maharaj is in pain. And he was using this expression again and again, my Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj was saying, yes, just see. I told him. And I was, again, when you get chastised, you don't answer. That's the best thing to do. If you answer, you get double chastisement. Jagannath Prabhu also has experience. One time he was doing filming, recording Guru Maharaj's video. And Guru Maharaj bought brand new setup, more than $10,000 maybe, very expensive. And he did all the setup, frame and everything. And then Guru Maharaj spoke half the way, and then he realized that he didn't press the record button. So when you tell something to Guru Maharaj and you get chastised, don't argue. That's the best thing. And then you are okay. But if you argue and you give answer, it go worse. So I was silent. And then Guru Maharaj said, okay, take me to the room. So now, I was walking. Guru Maharaj placed his hand on my shoulder. And I was really tensed. You got chastised, you don't want to, don't want to make another mistake. So I was very, cautiously walking, and Guru Maharaj placing his hand on my shoulder. And then he said, you see, we are like Krishna and Balaram. Krishna places his hand on Balaram like this. In Ujjain, we have Krishna Balaram deities. So we are friends now, don't worry. So one moment he will chastise, but another moment he will bring it down and completely mellow you down. It's attracting our hearts more to him. Another time he told me that mosquitoes come trouble me, so you should put mosquito net. And this time I went to Guru Maharaj's room now, and I was seeing those holes which I did for the mosquito net. You will see in his room there are 4 holes near the bed. And I remembered this past time, that how Guru Maharaj told me you do this, and I remembered in evening time. So, and that was a time of crisis. We were cutting, trees and dumping. It's a long story. I won't go into it. So all devotees were there, and they were working very hard. They were cutting big trees and carrying them, and very hard work. So I was in the room. I started to find out how to, and Guru Maharaj need everything perfect. The holes has to be in the perfect order, parallel to each other, and the equidistant size. Everything has to be pakka. So I knew I have to do this, and I never did this. So I was marking and everything, and then I started searching for drill machine. I couldn't get it. I came here, I couldn't get it. And this is something about DeLand. You don't get things when you need them, because such a big property. So I was searching, and then in the go down in the garage below our yoga deck. So there I found drilling machine, but then I was not having nails. So then I was again searching and went to DeLand. So it was taking, I'm describing because it took long time for me to just roam around and get things. All the simple service of making few holes. So I got Dulal Charan Prabhu, can you give me some drilling? And he was also having some break that time, apparently. So he gave me the perfect nail to do and drilling. And then he went to do whatever he wanted to do, and I went in the room, started drilling. But I never did drilling, and as I did drilling, I realized that when you drill, something comes out. And that spoiled the whole bed of Guru Maharaj. So then again I was in mess, and I was thinking Guru Maharaj will come and he will chastise me. So then I started to clean that thing. So the holes were done, but then the mess was there, so I cleaned, and everything was perfect in order. Then Guru Maharaj opened the door, he came. So I was happy that everything is in order, nothing, Guru Maharaj will not see any mess. Again, red eyes, very angry. Where were you? Said, Guru Maharaj, I was doing the drilling in the room. Dulal did it. You didn't do it. You are speaking lie. If you don't want to serve, go back to India. And saying that, he went into his washroom, and I was thinking what I am supposed to do now. He chastised me, and really heavy, real heavy. Like Mata is mentioning, just saying that, why did you cook rice? She froze. And Guru Maharaj told me, you are useless. You don't want to serve, go back to India. What I am supposed to do? So I came out of the room and I thought, where should I go? I came to the temple room. And I remember it was evening time and nobody was here. So I picked up Leelamrit and I opened Leelamrit thinking, Prabhupada is my shelter, what to do? I started reading it. Now Guru Maharaj was supposed to take dinner and Guru Maharaj called Indriyesh Prabhu. Guru Maharaj told, call Krishna Kishore for reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. He would hear Chaitanya Charitamrita all his meals. In my service to Guru Maharaj, I completed reading 3 times whole Chaitanya Charitamrita to him. We were on the 4th round reading to him. Every meal he would hear a full chapter. Sometimes he was too busy, half chapter, otherwise full chapter. And Chaitanya Charitamrita sometimes can be 300 verses, 400 verses in one chapter. He would hear. So attached to Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Indrish Prabhu was searching me, but he could not find me anywhere, in my room, anywhere. My phone was not reachable. And searching, he came to temple room, the least expected place in evening time. He came here, I was sitting here, he said, Guru Maharaj is calling. I said, no, I don't want to go. He chastised. He practically dragged me. He took me to Guru Maharaj's room. He said, go inside, Guru Maharaj wanted to read Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I could not read. I start like reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter this, but I would only tell Che. I could not even speak because I was so, stuck in my heart. Got chastisement, such heavy chastisement. And Guru Maharaj said, you can't read? Go. You can go now. And I was often more sunken inside. Then I left room and I was in my room just next to Guru Maharaj. In night, around 2 o'clock, the ring bells. The bell rings. And I woke up. Damodar Prasad Prabhu would share the room, and I told Damodar Prasad Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is ringing the bell. And one thing we would understand whose bell it was. So he said, no, this is your bell. This is not my bell. You got chastised yesterday. This is your bell. I said, no, you go. I don't want to go again because 2 times I got chastised, not 3rd time. He said, no, you have to go. He didn't get up also. He was lying down in his bed. So I got up. I went in Guru Maharaj's room. And this time, not red eyes, big smile on his face. He said, did you read my email? I said, no, Guru Maharaj. Open it. So I opened it. And then Guru Maharaj wrote in his email, I am very sorry that I chastised you. I value your services. I know how much you are working hard. But such and such devotee was leaving farm when we needed that devotee the most, and that came on you. So don't worry. And then I read that email and my hand was shaking, and Guru Maharaj said, see, Prabhupada also would chastise me. And I am also chastising you. So don't mind when I chastise. My chastisement is love. And then I was so filled with that love that yes, your Guru consider you as his own, then he chastises. But the beautiful part is that devotee who was leaving, and that devotee was dealing with all our, permissions and dealing with the county and dealing with the catering license and other things. She was like face of the farm. And she was living at very difficult time when farm was going to big crisis. I don't want to mention it, but a very big crisis, to the verge of closing of the project. Project would have closed down. And she was living at that time. And when she came to see Guru Maharaj before she left, Guru Maharaj told, how you are going? She was from another city. And she told Guru Maharaj, I booked my bus from Daytona. And Guru Maharaj said, why did you book bus? You should have told your spiritual father and he would have booked flight for you. This is the limit. This is boundless compassion. Somebody is leaving you in the most needed time, and Guru Maharaj is saying, you should have told your spiritual father, no matter what, you remain my spiritual daughter and I remain your spiritual father. So whenever you need help, never hesitate. Somebody was leaving in the most needed time. And I was there in the room, I could witness that Guru Maharaj chastised me for this devotee because he was hurt. And now he is showing all the compassion to this devotee. That was his magnanimity. Another chastisement story, it was from Sanford. And I was not very attentive in my service, making some offenses. And at the same time, Guru Maharaj could read my mind. I'm getting a little disturbed. So devotees were painting roof of Guru Maharaj's house. And accidentally the primer fell on Guru Maharaj's black car. The white primer fell on Guru Maharaj's black car. And primer is sticky. So no matter whatever you do, it doesn't come out. And those devotees tried to clean it, but when Guru Maharaj came, they disappeared. And then I was left. And then Guru Maharaj said, what happened? I said, Guru Maharaj, I don't know from where this. You are responsible for my car. Clean it. So I was cleaning, but never coming out. For 3 hours maybe, and my mind was disturbed. I didn't do this and I have to clean this. And in my mind, I was thinking, if it would be India, I would have 10 assistants to do this. And I am doing this. And this is all going in my, cooking in my consciousness. Guru Maharaj came out and said, exactly same thing. Guru Maharaj said, don't worry, Krishna Kishore. When you go to India, you don't have to do all this. He understood. Another time, I was cleaning in the kitchen in Sanford, and no help, the cooking would be done and I would cut and vegetables and everything. That time Indresh Prabhu didn't come to Sanford, so I was living alone with Guru Maharaj. So cutting, washing, laundry, going with Guru Maharaj to farm, going with Guru Maharaj to shopping, it was hectic. And then kitchen was right attached to the living room. It was not separate, it was open kitchen. So you can't leave a single thing, dirty. You have to keep it very clean. And I was, cutting, and then you have to wash, and then you have to wipe, and Guru Maharaj, certain places to keep, everything you have to keep. And Guru Maharaj would call guests, so you have so many utensils. So one day I was cleaning, and the Guru Maharaj went to take rest after prasad, and I was wiping the dishes after washing them. And I was thinking, I have to do everything on myself. Nobody helps me in this place. No help. I have to do everything on myself. I was thinking this. And Guru Maharaj already resting. He opened his door, came back, and he picked up another cloth. And he said, nobody helps you, I will help you. I was thinking in my mind, but he came out. He said, nobody helps you, I will help you. And he started. I said, Guru Maharaj, these are dishes, somebody else ate in those dishes. Guru Maharaj started to clean those dishes. I said, Guru Maharaj, don't do it. No, nobody is there to help you, I will help you. This is how he understood the mind. He had his own art of correction. He knew the sensitivity, how to deal with people. He understood human emotions. One time he asked me, how many vacuum cleaners we have? And with very confident understanding, I told Guru Maharaj, we have 3 vacuum cleaners. One the previous owner left, one we bought, and one was from farm. 3 vacuum cleaners. Guru Maharaj said, I think we should use them sometimes. Telling me that I was not cleaning the house. Another time he told me, Krishna Kishore is Sitanath in Ujjain, what services he do for me? So I told Guru Maharaj, he serves you prasad, he cleans your bathroom, and I listed many services. He does your laundry, he irons your clothes and everything. And then Guru Maharaj said, and he changed my bed sheet every day. I got my signal. I was not changing his bed sheets. One day he told me, do you remember Kirti Kumari discovered one method of cleaning utensils so that you can clean the black part at the bottom? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, very confident. He said, Guru Maharaj, it was baking soda, it was vinegar, and you warm it little bit, and then you clean, then every black spot will go. And Guru Maharaj said, are you waiting for Kirti Kumari to come and clean like that? So he had that art, how to correct. He knew human emotions. One time, I was sitting in my room, and this is a very heart-touching pastime. I was sitting in my room, I was reading one book by Sanatan Goswami, Leela Stava, and Guru Maharaj came in. And I don't know how many of you went to Sanford House. So there was one how many? Vrajani Mataji was there, maybe Champaklata Mata, you never went. So there was one particular room, as you enter on the left side, with 2 double beds, very big room. It was bigger than Guru Maharaj's room. And the bathroom was so big, it was bigger than the normal room, the bathroom. And there was a particular wardrobe inside the bathroom, and it was so big, 4 of us, like Mata is saying, the kids, so we 4 friends, we would sleep inside bathroom, inside wardrobe. 4 of us would fit and sleep. Why would sleep there? That's another story, because we would think that Guru Maharaj will come in room anytime and, he will see us sleeping, it's not good. So we would sleep inside bathroom, inside wardrobe. It was such a big room, you can imagine. And Guru Maharaj told me to stay in that room. So I was staying in that room. And as a young boy, bachelor boy, everything was messy, everything was here, there. The whole room was like a war field. Guru Maharaj came in. And I was reading Leela Stava. Guru Maharaj came. And he sat on the same, like a runner, like a sofa kind of thing. I would sit. Guru Maharaj sat there. I sat on the floor. And I told Guru Maharaj, sorry, the room is dirty. Guru Maharaj said, no surprise. It's always like that. I know. And then Guru Maharaj said, what are you reading? So I told Guru Maharaj, this is Leela Stava by Sanatan Goswami, and became very happy. He said, wow, you are reading this? Wonderful. And then he explained some things, that how behind every activity there has to be love for Krishna, and everything he described. And then he started looking at the room. And then he told, I was staying in this place in 2008. And that time, one of my servant, he had a family. And I personally designed this room for him, so that he can comfortably stay with his family and he should not have any discomfort. But it pains, my heart pains to think that he left Krishna consciousness. So anytime any devotee leaves, my heart pains. And the way he was not looking at me, he was looking at room, and he was saying. And I was thinking, how much spiritual master works hard to keep devotees happy in Krishna consciousness. But then we leave. We leave service, we leave shelter, we leave chanting, we leave so many things. How painful it is for the spiritual master. Another very heart-touching moment, and I must thank all devotees, because when I see devotees serving here, it reminds me always of that night. So in Sanford, Guru Maharaj was sitting, night time, he took his dinner, everything, and there was a writing pad in front of him. That you get that yellow writing pads. He was writing on that. And he was calculating, okay, Ujjain, I have to send this much Lakshmi. Because I'm sure all disciples know, but even others, it's very astonishing that whatever project Guru Maharaj started, he told devotees, you should not collect, you should not worry about money. I am the leader, I'll bring money. You should only do devotional service and preach. I'll bring money. So even in Ujjain, we never did fundraising until Guru Maharaj left. When Guru Maharaj left, we started fundraising. Otherwise, he was our fundraiser. He was our everything. Same with DeLand, same with Paniyati, same with other places. Paniyati, Radhapat Prabhu started to raise funds, and Guru Maharaj was happy. But at least for Ujjain and DeLand, I can tell, nobody raised funds. Only Guru Maharaj would bring funds. And he was in anxiety, I could see. He was writing, I have to send this much money to Ujjain for the month. And I have to send this much money to the DeLand project. And that time Longwood renovations were going on. So Guru Maharaj said, okay, I have to send this much money to Longwood. And then Guru Maharaj's travel expenses, so his credit card bill and everything he was writing. And the total was a very big amount. And Guru Maharaj was, he wrote everything, he kept his pen, and he was just sitting and thinking. A spiritual master may not express his burden, but they take burden for their gurus. And they never show us, but they really take that anxiety to serve Srila Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj was there, and I was standing nearby, and I was seeing Guru Maharaj is, in heavy mood, and he wrote it, but he's not speaking, he's sitting silent, he's not using his phone, just sitting there. So I mustered some courage, and I went near Guru Maharaj, and I said, Guru Maharaj, is everything okay? I generally never did this, but that day I was impelled to do that. So I said, Guru Maharaj, everything okay? And Guru Maharaj said, you see, I'm starting all these projects. Who will take care of these projects in future? And that really struck me, because I never thought that Guru Maharaj would leave. But Guru Maharaj was indicating it. Guru Maharaj is saying, I'm starting all these projects, but who will take care of these projects once I leave? And I could not answer Guru Maharaj. I was so immature and young, I think, to tell Guru Maharaj that Guru Maharaj, we all will take care. But I never expressed that to Guru Maharaj. And the Guru Maharaj said, it's okay, let's see what Krishna wants. And when we came here, first year we came, I think 2 years after Guru Maharaj left this world, things were maintaining. Last year we came, things were growing. And this year we came, we see there more and more potential now for growth. The project is really ready for takeoff. After the Guru leaves, it's difficult to even maintain the place. All over the world, more than Ujjain, devotees ask about DeLand. Why? Because Guru Maharaj gave his life for this project. And if we would have lost this project, it would be big discredit to the whole God family. This project cannot fail. This project, because Guru Maharaj gave his life for it. And when I'm coming here this time, 35, 40 people came for the Sunday feast, and most of them are locals. And Guru Maharaj, in same Vyasasana, he was speaking, I want to preach to the locals. And the locals were coming, and now Bhakti Vriksha program starting, online preaching is starting, devotees are preparing to shift here. It all gives lot of courage and happiness and hope that evening what Guru Maharaj was thinking, who will take care in future, that is happening now. His spiritual sons and daughters are taking care, they're taking it forward. And that is the biggest relief for spiritual master, when the spiritual master see disciples are taking the legacy forward. From Ujjain, I remember 3rd of June, Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai Shri Prabhu. What's the time? I should end now. Sorry, I took a lot of time. Sorry. Just till few minutes and then I'll wind up. It's okay. Actually, the only offerings I gave is in DeLand. I never gave offerings on Vyas Puja and Tirobhava in Ujjain or Mayapur. It's too difficult for me. But here I feel more courage to speak. So, thank you. So, as mentioning, what I was saying, the last thing. Yeah. The locals are coming, the project is, and that's the greatest relief spiritual master receives. So when Guru Maharaj left Ujjain on 3rd of June, there's the Paran time, 2nd of June was Nirjala Ekadashi, and 3rd of June was Paran, and Guru Maharaj left from Ujjain, and he had a board meeting, I think one evening before or the same day morning, and he told some devotees that, I'm happy you are now taking care of this project, so I can be relieved and I can go. So we thought Guru Maharaj is saying that, he can go to US. But it also meant that Guru Maharaj that was the last thing he told to the management, that I'm happy you all are taking care nicely, now I can go. And I was just meditating all these instructions, that Guru Maharaj was so hopeful from his disciples. Another very last thing which Guru Maharaj told me, in Bombay, Maharaj was mentioning, Guru Maharaj had an office of Abhay Charan. So we were staying in one devotee's house, and as usual, Guru Maharaj came to our room. Room was messy, because in one room, 5 of us were staying, and Guru Maharaj staying in the next room. So Guru Maharaj came in our room, brahmacharis, how they live, gamchas and clothes and everything, all over, and 5 brahmacharis means 5 lions in one room. So the room was completely in mess. Guru Maharaj came, again I told Guru Maharaj, sorry, the room is dirty. Guru Maharaj just laughed. Guru Maharaj came by the window, and Guru Maharaj saw a building. It's a blue building, maybe 7-8 stories high. And then Guru Maharaj looked at it and he said, that was the office of Abhay Charan. I opened my office there. But many people cheated me. And the way he was telling, this all, you never ask these things to your Guru. If he reveals himself, then it comes. So Guru Maharaj is telling that, many people cheated me, but I have no regret. Why? Because whatever I did, I simply did in my life to please Srila Prabhupada. That was my endeavor, not for my personal gain. And I am happy that in course of my service, Prabhupada has sent me some of you who are very nicely helping me to serve Srila Prabhupada. He was having that hope from his disciples. So that was the last interaction I had, and that's it. We had the cake cutting ceremony for his sannyas anniversary that evening, and then Guru Maharaj said, I'll take little rest. He took some rest, and then evening he left for US. I gave one mask in Guru Maharaj's hand. Guru Maharaj, mask, coronavirus. He was keep in my bag. He didn't take it, keep in my bag. Okay, I kept in his bag. We were driving back, and Guru Maharaj calls me once he reached New Jersey. I think he went to Target that day. He went to Target. He called me from there and he said, Krishna Kishore, here everybody is moving around freely. I'm so happy to come here. I came to Target, I'm shopping, everything is so nice. In India, I was restricted in one place. I said, okay, Guru Maharaj, he was happy. And he said, you come. So I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, whenever lockdown, I'll come. So I was telling how, he was tolerating. So I told you 2 stories of my running away. Third story was, third time we were here and we were doing cultural programs. So cultural programs, Guru Maharaj wanted to do in Miami. He did in Orlando. He did in New York. So Miami one, Krishna Prasad Prabhu arranging. Orlando and New York, Guru Maharaj told me to arrange. And Orlando, when we went to see, now I am like a handicapped person here because that time I was not driving. So I have to depend on Jagannath Prabhu or somebody, requesting them, please drive me, take me here, take me there. And then Guru Maharaj was always on call. Okay, take prizes, ask them about the welcome drink, ask them about the menu, ask them about the extra charges, the chairs. So I went like 10, 12 places, and then got all information. So one day Guru Maharaj called and he said, okay, this particular hotel, how much they're charging for the welcome drink? And I said, Guru Maharaj, I'll just look in my sheet. And he started chastising. You can't remember a simple thing? You have to look in your sheet for this? I remember what I did 40 years ago. And then he chastised. So like that it was becoming heavier and heavier because when Guru Maharaj wants to do something, it has to be pakka. And I was new in America, not knowing my accent. I cannot understand people's accent. Then not driving, it's difficult. So anyway, Orlando program was done. And then Guru Maharaj was little happy. And then Guru Maharaj planned for New York. And there, same thing, same heaviness. Everything should be pakka. And then Guru Maharaj said, we'll get Geeta Kirti Mataji from New Jersey. And we'll get Kannad Narhari from South Africa. And then we'll get Eshwarishwari from Dubai. And then we'll get Thea from Italy. You can understand, working on these visas and then bringing all these people from different places. It was so tough. Anyway, it was going through, it was becoming heavier, I was getting filled. And the last day, when we were supposed to travel to New York the next day for the program, Guru Maharaj tell in evening, Krishna Kishore, is it necessary for me to go? Can't you do that program yourself? And that was the time completely filled. I said I was running around getting chastised 30 times a day for this program. And last moment Guru Maharaj says, am I supposed to go? I am not going. The flight was booked. He didn't travel. And I decided, I can't serve. I have to serve from distance. So I went, New York program happened, and then I left without telling Guru Maharaj. This was the worst thing I did. I left from New York. I booked my flight from New York to direct India. I went, I switched off my phone. I gave the temple card and few Lakshmi I had to one devotee who was also there, Kannad Narhari, who was traveling. I gave him, he said, you are going back to DeLand, gave it to Guru Maharaj. I switched off my phone, I went back. And for good 2-3 weeks, I didn't open my phone. And you can imagine, if somebody does like that, your secretary, your finance person, everything, I just left and didn't inform Guru Maharaj. So I just went home. After 2-3 weeks, and even in my phone, even at my home, they understood something is wrong with him. He abruptly came and not talking, and he's in his room all the time. After 2-3 weeks, I switched on my phone. And within few minutes, first call I received was from Guru Maharaj. And I was so nervous, now what I'm going to answer him. He said, I left him abruptly. I did the biggest mistake of my life, and what I'm going to answer him. So I picked up the phone. Purnachandra Prabhu was on conference with Guru Maharaj that time. And Guru Maharaj said, Krishna Kishore, Purnachandra Prabhu is with me on conference. We are planning the next retreat. Will you make notes for me for the next seminar? He didn't quote anything about my running away. Who can be more compassionate than this? Who has more tolerance than this? He said, yes, Guru Maharaj, I'll prepare. You remember, Prabhu? So Guru Maharaj said, can you prepare notes? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj. And he said, I'm coming to Bombay in few days. Will you come join me in traveling? Yes, Guru Maharaj. And that's it. He never brought up the topic that why did you go, why did you leave? Nothing. He understood human emotions. 4th time I ran, that was from Mayapur. I didn't ran, but a little bit ran. So in Mayapur, Guru Maharaj was giving initiations, very difficult. Initiations very heavy in Bengal, because last moment also applications come, and Bengali, sorry Prabhu, but they are very emotional and they give hard time sometimes. So it was very tough in Mayapur. So I was doing the service, and Guru Maharaj started giving certificates in initiations. that time. So Guru Maharaj told me when we were leaving from Ujjain that you correct 300 certificates, because Guru Maharaj had to give 300 initiations in Mayapur. So now each candidate supposed to get 2. One was for 4 regs and 16 downs and never leave ISKCON, and another was 10 offenses. So every candidate will get 2 certificates. That was the plan. So I told another devotee who was also traveling that you get 300 sets of certificate. But I don't know if I communicated wrong or he understood wrong. He only got 300 certificates, meaning we are only having 150 sets. Now we reached Mayapur, interviews were done, the Ishtagoshti were done, everything done. Next day was initiation, and Guru Maharaj calls, I think in 9 o'clock, 9:30, and 9 o'clock in Mayapur is 12 o'clock midnight, okay? Everything closes by 7 o'clock, sun sets by 6 or something. So everything closed by 9 o'clock. Guru Maharaj said, you know, we should write their names in beautiful Bengali handwriting in each certificate. So I said, okay, Guru Maharaj. He said, find out who has a good handwriting in Mayapur. Now 9:30, Mayapur is dead. You know, everybody already slept. Now I am searching brahmacharis, random devotees on street. Can you come? Can you come? And I got some 5-10 devotees, some who gathered in Guru Maharaj's room. And Guru Maharaj said, okay, now I'll take test. Whose handwriting is good? So everybody, all brahmacharis, it's like a test. Everybody was having his pad and then they were writing, Bengali. Guru said, okay, write my name and show. They were writing Bhakti Charu Swami in Bengali. Guru said, not good. It's not very good. It's average. And he selected 2 devotees. Okay, they will write. The Guru said, okay, now everything's said. I'm going to take rest. You write the certificates. Morning is initiation. Okay, Guru Maharaj goes to take rest. Now, as they were writing on certificates, they realized there were only 150 sets. And now I have no way to tell Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj already took rest. And I have no way to get new certificates, because in Mayapur, to get a printout means you are getting World Cup. Mayapur is very remote. You can't get, thick quality. And Guru Maharaj, again, very particular. Shyam Bihari Prabhu printed them, and very particular. Which paper and gloss or mat, everything. So you can't get that in Mayapur anyway. I can't go to Calcutta in night. Not possible. So I said, okay, in morning Guru Maharaj will get up. I'll tell Guru Maharaj this is the situation. Okay. So I told devotees, that let it be. I'll tell Guru Maharaj in morning we don't have enough certificates. I took rest. Now Guru Maharaj got up early that day. Early means he would get 2:30 every day. He got up 1 o'clock. And he chanted his rounds and he went back to take rest at 4 o'clock. Now I got up at 4 o'clock. I took bath, I saw Guru Maharaj, clothes are outside, meaning he took bath, he chanted, and he again went to take rest. Now what to do? I thought, okay, let Guru Maharaj get up. I was waiting, it's already 6 o'clock now. So I thought, now I have to leave for arrangements, making candidates sit and everything. Before Guru Maharaj coming, candidates should sit in perfect order. They should have their new Kantimala, they should know how to do Achman, they should rehearse 10 offenses. Everything has to be set. So I went there, doing everything. All candidates are set. Now that devotee, whom I told to bring certificates, immediately, suddenly realized that he should admit it to Guru Maharaj. And now, around 7 o'clock, I was in the Namatta hall making candidates sit. This devotee goes to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj just got up. He went to Guru Maharaj and told, Guru Maharaj, we have a crisis, we don't have enough certificates. And Guru Maharaj was very heavy, very upset. He calls me, I was Namatta. He said, where are you? I said, Guru Maharaj, I'm making candidates sit. I am not coming to give initiations. I said, Guru Maharaj, you didn't tell me, you didn't even care. He said, you didn't even care to tell me that there are no certificates. You don't even think that you should inform me these things. I'm not coming to give initiations. I said, Guru Maharaj, I was about to tell you. What about to tell you? You could have placed a note, you could have sent me a message. It was very heavy. I said, Guru Maharaj, candidates are already sitting. You give initiation, I am not coming. It was so heavy. I was sitting on the stairs of Namatta, all candidates sitting inside with their families. 300 candidates, means 300 family, 1,000 people sitting there. And Guru Maharaj said, I am not coming. So anyway, I was sitting, what to do. After 15 minutes, Guru Maharaj's car came. So I opened the door. Guru Maharaj didn't look at me. He went straight inside. He sat on Vyasasana, he gave his lecture, never looked at me.
Now, I would sit next and give beads to Guru Maharaj to give to the candidates. Every initiation, he would be very happy. He would turn, he will take, and in between he would ask how many are done, how many remaining. This time he didn't look. He took beads like this. And he didn't look at me at all. Very upset. So anyway, he gave the initiation, and then he said, you know, we have a problem. I was thinking to give you all certificates from my hands, but somehow we don't have sufficient certificates. And that time I mustered up courage and told Guru Maharaj, we have a solution. He said, what? I said, Guru Maharaj, we have 300 certificates. So although different types, but on each certificate we already wrote one name. So each candidate will get one certificate from your hand, and the other one which they didn't get, we already told Calcutta Temple, they will sending it. It will reach by the time Yajna will finish. Immediately, the anger went out. Big smile. So happy. He said, very good. Okay, initiation's complete. And then Guru Maharaj said, okay, I'll leave in 1 hour for Calcutta. So he prepared, went to the room. Guru Maharaj gave Brahman initiation. Then Guru Maharaj took prasad. And then whole Mayapur devotees, they packed up. If you see Guru Maharaj's quarters, they packed up the whole thing. And Guru Maharaj, if he gives time, I leave at 2 o'clock, means 2 o'clock car has to start. It's not that 2 o'clock he will come out of his room. Leaving 2 o'clock means car will start at 2. Means I have to pack his luggage, keep in his car, everything on time. Okay, Guru Maharaj is meeting all these devotees, it's jam-packed, how to go. So in Mayapur, secretary room has a balcony which is adjoining Guru Maharaj's balcony. So I jumped from there in Guru Maharaj's balcony, went inside, packed his luggage, threw bags here, came from this side, put in the car, everything ready. And Guru Maharaj, just after meeting devotees, he didn't go to his room. He said, okay, ready, let's go. I said, yes, Guru Maharaj. He didn't even ask, when did you take out bags, where you kept? He never asked. Okay, let's go. He comes down, sits in the car. And that time, one of Guru Maharaj's godbrother, Udayananda Prabhu, he came here also many times. He was also traveling with Guru Maharaj. And he forgot his backpack in his room. And he didn't want to get chastised from Guru Maharaj that he's late. Because Guru Maharaj is very pakka for his time. He's telling Krishna Kishore, can you bring my backpack? What to do? He's Guru Maharaj's godbrother. Mataji was saying, Guru Maharaj always wanted godbrothers to be served like him. So I rushed to bring backpack. And when I came down, Guru Maharaj thought I'm bringing my bag. And he had to wait for 5 minutes. And 5 minutes means 5 kalpas for Guru Maharaj. So upset, so upset. Again, morning I got chastised, not coming. This again, second chastisement. He said, you know I have to leave on certain time and you are late. You have to be before me. You are late. And I'm looking at Udayanand Prabhu and he's saying, don't tell my name. Don't tell my name. You take it. He is also fearful. So anyway, I didn't tell his name, but I got it myself. I kept, and we started to travel from Mayapur to Calcutta. I was sitting in the back seat, Guru Maharaj in the front seat, Udayanand Prabhu and me in the back seat. And whole way, if you know Mayapur to Calcutta journey, 5 hours. 5 hours I listened chastisement. You can imagine. Guru Maharaj can chastise for 5 hours non-stop. That was his caliber. Not only for the bags or late, for everything I did in last 3.5 years. He remembered everything. He started chastising one by one, and I was, you didn't do this also, you didn't do this, and I told you to this and this. Anyway, we reached Calcutta. Guru Maharaj went. By the time we reached, it's already evening, 2, 3 we left. We came by dinner time. Guru Maharaj came, sat on dinner table. And now Calcutta devotees are so wonderful. They prepared Chinese noodles. And they served Guru Maharaj Chinese without fork. They gave him spoon. Guru Maharaj didn't chastise them. Guru Maharaj called me. How I am supposed to eat noodles with spoon? Where is my spoon? I am coming with him, okay? But I got chastised. Where is my spoon? Where is my fork? Where is my cutlery? You are supposed to take care of it. And again, I became so filled as my polluted consciousness. I offered my obeisances and I left. I went down. We were staying in a building, I think 5th or 6th floor. I went down and I was hiding in parking. It was dark. And I could see, the entrance, but nobody can see me because I was hiding in dark area. So Guru Maharaj sent one devotee after another to search me. And I was seeing these devotees are coming, looking for me. And Guru Maharaj was calling on my phone again and again. And I was seeing Guru Maharaj calling, but I had no courage to pick call. Because today, this particular day, I got 6+ hours of chastisement. Morning, and 5 hours in car, and then evening, everything. I was so filled. I was not even having courage to pick up the phone. And I was seeing Acharya Ratna Prabhu coming, Anang Mohan Prabhu coming, all these devotees, big leaders searching for me. Where did I go? But I was in dark area. They could not see me. So after many calls, Guru Maharaj keep on calling. So then I thought I should go. So I went back. I went with lift and I went. And Guru Maharaj was walking to and fro. He was not doing anything, he was to and fro. And I came and I offered my obeisance. Where did you go? And then he brought me and made me sit in sofa and sit next to him. And then he put his hand on my shoulder, just like, parents, they sometimes counsel their kids. And he said, what happened? Tell me. I know it is heavy to serve me. I know it is a lot of pressure on you. I give initiations, but you have to take all pressure. He was telling everything. I didn't tell even single word, but he was telling everything. And then I started to cry. He said, don't worry, next few days, just take rest. Don't do anything. Okay, now take prasad. So he served me prasad personally, then I took. So everything was okay, but what to take rest? We came in evening, and 1 o'clock in morning, that means only after 4 hours we had to leave for Amritsar. So went to airport. When in airport, big queue, so I was having the luggage in the queue, and Guru Maharaj was having like 10-12 more devotees traveling. So Guru Maharaj was with them, and I thought I will do the scanning and check-in and everything. But Guru Maharaj left all of them and came and stood with me in line. I said, Guru Maharaj, I will scan the bags. You can be with devotees. Guru Maharaj said, no, I am taking your association. I said, Guru Maharaj. And then he asked me, now tell me what happened. So he didn't tell me last evening to tell because I was already feeling emotional. He told me next day, now tell me what happened. So I told Guru Maharaj, I'm not able to serve you properly. Things get piled up. I don't finish the previous task. More tasks come, and then I'm so inefficient. And Guru Maharaj said, I can't deal with 100 people. So I'm dealing with you. But you can have 100 devotees under you whom you can delegate. That's how you serve. You don't have to do everything yourself. So he taught me the art of delegation and everything. We went to Amritsar, we reached there, and whole day he didn't ring his bell. Guru Maharaj would call us ringing the bell. He didn't call me that whole day. And I saw Guru Maharaj going down the stairs with jug in his hand to fill his water. So he rushed. I said, Guru Maharaj, I can bring. He said, no, you must take some rest for a few days. And then I told Guru Maharaj, no, when you were chastising, it was nice. But if you'll not allow me to serve, this will be bigger punishment. And then Guru Maharaj started to give service again. So I told these pastimes that 4 times I ran away. And every time he knew my weakness, still he never rejected. This is his magnanimity. So when he came here, he told me, you also come, but due to restrictions, I could not come. And we never thought he will leave. When he was admitted in hospital, so many devotees all over the world, devotees, non-devotees, so many were praying. And we were compiling all of those things, photos and information. We thought we will make it in a book, and when Guru Maharaj will come, we'll offer him this book. I requested 2 devotees who are living in Rishikesh that can you find that same place where Prabhupada lived in Rishikesh and Guru Maharaj served? The chapati picture is there. We will take Guru Maharaj to Rishikesh once he comes out of hospital to recover. No meetings, no classes. We'll have him recover there nicely. So we were not thinking he will leave. But then he left on this auspicious day, 4th of July, and Sanatan Goswami's disappearance day. His disappearance was auspicious. Why it was auspicious? Not because of externals, but if you remember Prabhupada's pastimes, Prabhupada in his last days said, a warrior doesn't die in bed. It's there in Lilamrit. Prabhupada said, I want to go on preaching. And Guru Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, they were convincing that Prabhupada, you should not leave. You should not go for preaching. Your health is not good. But Prabhupada said, warrior doesn't die on bed. I would rather die fighting. And therefore Prabhupada came to the West. He came till London, but he could not come to US. And Guru Maharaj, as a apparently externally new devotee in the movement, learned everything from Prabhupada. From day 1 he was near Prabhupada. He read Prabhupada's book, joined the movement, became secretary. Maharaj was mentioning 2 months, first, second, sannyas, everything he got. He was just around Prabhupada. So everything he absorbed was from Srila Prabhupada. And therefore, when time came for him to leave this world, he gave message to the whole ISKCON community that we should not be worried about our own deliverance. Let us leave this world as we lived our life, serving Srila Prabhupada. That's what he taught. He lived all his life serving. He never wasted a single day. I never saw Guru Maharaj taking a day off. Never. In fact, if he have no service, he become agitated. He never had a second wasted. Like when we would travel in car, first moment, he will sit in car, he will turn. And I know Guru Maharaj will want either bead bag or phone. So as I would sit in car, I will take both in my hand. And Guru Maharaj will turn, either he'll say, give me my bead bag, or he'll say, give me my phone. Not a single second he wasted, even in sitting car or any plane or anywhere. In plane, he would read Brahma Samhita or he would plan his travels. Never wasted a single time. And when time came for him to leave, he chose to serve Srila Prabhupada. And look at the glorious departure. Nothing can be glorious than this departure. His Guru Maharaj was with him. Srila Prabhupada was with him. He carried the same Bhagavad Gita which he translated for Srila Prabhupada in Bengali with him to the hospital. He carried the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He was speaking on Uddhav Gita for last days. He carried with him. He carried Prabhupada's tape, Prabhupada's voice with him. He carried nothing else but Prabhupada with him. And in the last day, he wanted to be with Srila Prabhupada. That is Prabhupada Gata Prana. His life is Srila Prabhupada. And when right moment came, he left this world, teaching us, let us live and leave serving Srila Prabhupada. Now when he left this world, we were very confused. In Ujjain, I got the news, and that day, that particular day, we were getting rumors since morning. Here Guru Maharaj left in morning time, but that was evening in India. So our morning, that meaning 3rd of July in US, we were getting a lot of rumors. Some devotees, apparently they were sending messages that Guru Maharaj left, Guru Maharaj left. And I replied almost more than 200 people since morning that this is a rumor, this is a rumor, this is a rumor. When the final message came, I broke down. And in my life, after serving Guru Maharaj, I was 4 years around Guru Maharaj, serving Guru Maharaj closely. So whenever I was stuck, I would call him. And I was so full, so much in ignorance. When this news came, I thought, let me call Guru Maharaj and ask. But I realized I cannot call him now. And I went to Guru Maharaj's quarters and broke down crying. I remember alone that now, who will accept my little service? I'm not good for this big ISKCON. I don't fit. Very qualified, very big devotees. I was doing little services to my spiritual master and he left this world. He completely lost everything. I was the happiest person in this world, and this 4th of July became the most unfortunate person on this planet. Lost everything. It took 9 days for Guru Maharaj to come to India for Samadhi. He left on 4th of July, and there were a lot of devotees working in background. They worked hard. Guru Maharaj has to reach India for Samadhi. And we were traveling from Ujjain. Actually, before traveling, Mayapur temple told only one car can come from Ujjain because COVID time, the restrictions, not all devotees, only one car. And temple selected the biggest car, obviously, which can fit 8 devotees, 7 to 8 devotees. Bhakti Prem Maharaj was there and other leaders were there. And I thought, the senior devotees are going, I should not go. Then Bhakti Prem Maharaj called me, he said, you are not going? I said, Maharaj, all senior devotees are going, I'll rather stay back. He said, no, whenever Guru Maharaj came, you were there to receive him, so you should go. So he made space for me and I was included in the team. I'm very grateful. So we're traveling, and on the way, we received a letter from Mayapur temple that any sannyasi cannot be involved in the Samadhi ceremony because they have a risk of getting COVID. Anybody above 50 cannot be part of the Samadhi ceremony because they can get COVID. Anybody with high blood pressure or sugar or diabetes cannot touch because they can get COVID. And in that list, in the whole car, only person remaining was me. So Maharaj said, it seems that you have to be in the team with Mayapur devotees and one more devotee. He was backup. If something happens to you, he'll be there and you be there for the Samadhi ceremony. I was thinking, how compassionate Guru Maharaj is. I'm useless, but still he's giving me opportunity to do this last service for him. Because in Ujjain, I was thinking I lost my world, and still he's giving me hope. We went to Mayapur. 12th of July, Guru Maharaj arrived in Calcutta. And you can't imagine how Indian devotees were dying to see Guru Maharaj. Although COVID restrictions, they were crowding up, a lot of issues, and then the chief minister had to arrange red corridor service, meaning the vehicle cannot be stopped by anybody. With lot of security, it reached. And then management decided that if Guru Maharaj comes in normal time to Mayapur, it will be big welcome. Devotees were dying to see him. But COVID restrictions, we can't do that. So Guru Maharaj stayed in Habibpur that night. And incidentally, when Guru Maharaj went to Habibpur previous to that, Guru Maharaj told Habibpur devotees, this time I'm just coming, but next time I'll come stay here one night. Guru Maharaj stayed there. In Mayapur, last time Guru Maharaj, previous to this, when Guru Maharaj came for GBC meetings, he chastised Baninath Prabhu. He said, Baninath, don't give me grand welcome in Mayapur. I have so many of my godbrothers here. How they will feel? They are not getting any welcome. I get so many hundreds of devotees come to welcome me. Don't welcome me if I come next time. And that was the arrangement. That to avoid COVID restriction, secretly, they didn't announce the time. In the middle of night, they brought Guru Maharaj, I think 3 o'clock or something. They brought Guru Maharaj to Mayapur. Jayapataka Maharaj offered the arati, and from his balcony, Maharaj could not sleep for a week. His servants told that he was continuously crying. And then finally, Guru Maharaj arrived at the place. What a beautiful place Guru Maharaj Samadhi is, facing Srila Prabhupada. His life was Prabhupada Gata Pran. And the date he selected for his Samadhi is 13th of July. You know what is 13th of July? The incorporation day of ISKCON. ISKCON was incorporated by Srila Prabhupada on 13th of July. His life was Prabhupada, his life was ISKCON. So he selected that day. And then we were very unsure how the situation will be. Our material contaminated mind, 9 days after Guru Maharaj left his body and 18 days in the hospital, how Guru Maharaj will be. But when we saw Guru Maharaj, he was soft as rose, as if taking rest. I took off his socks, his feet was soft like butter. And I'm not exaggerating. Is my personal experience how a pure devotee, he is beyond all material signs. He's beyond all material. His body was not rigid. His body was soft. We changed his upper cloth. The mantra was written on his chest. I was so fortunate to be touching him the last time. We took that Bhagavad Gita was in his chest all these 9 days. I don't know before he left. But when we took off his uttari, his Bhagavad Gita was on his chest. So we took off that Bhagavad Gita and changed the clothes, put a fresh tilak, everything. Guru Maharaj was ready. And then the arrangements were made that it was 9 feet place, so Guru Maharaj can lie down in Samadhi. And when we picked Guru Maharaj up, his body was so soft that the leaders there decided, why lie down? Let him sit like a lion. He is a lion. His body is soft. So we took Guru Maharaj and then we made arrangements to make the place like a beautiful Vyasasana with kusha and everything, very beautifully done. Guru Maharaj sat there in Padmasana. You can't imagine these things with a normal mortal being when he leaves his body within few hours. His body cannot be, you cannot do anything. But he's sitting in Padmasana facing Srila Prabhupada. And then so many wonderful things. The Maha garlands, the Maha Prasadam from different temples, the deity dresses, and we putting everything on Guru Maharaj. At one point, this is my feeling, Guru Maharaj looking like a beautiful gopi. So much of deities, things on him, so beautiful. He reached his destination. He was with Srila Prabhupada. And then a devotee covered that whole thing with a saffron cloth. And then Guru Maharaj was facing, and then we started putting the salt and everything. And then they announced, only 2 devotees will be there and everybody come out. So, okay, I left the 2 senior brahmacharis there and I came out. But then I remember, Guru Maharaj chastised me. Why I have to find you every time? You should be next to me. So I jumped back. And there was a Prabhupada disciple, he was yelling at me. I told everybody to come out, only 2 devotees should be there. I didn't listen to him. And then he told another devotee, better you come out. So then I was there, and then I don't know who told me, I think Prithivardhan Maharaj or somebody told me, that Guru Maharaj's face is down, he should looking up. And then when I placed my hand, Guru Maharaj's chin, I raised it, I saw a beautiful smile on his face. He was back with Srila Prabhupada. So that's how Guru Maharaj is eternally residing in Prabhupada's service. He could not tolerate this separation. We read in Ocean of Mercy, when Prabhupada took Samadhi, Guru Maharaj wanted to stay there in Samadhi. But he handled this 40 years of separation just for all of us, to give us Srila Prabhupada and his teachings. And then finally he was back to Srila Prabhupada. When I was cleaning Guru Maharaj's room during lockdown time, I got one special bottle, and it had 2 containers. One was the original salt from Prabhupada's Samadhi ceremony. And the last water of Yamuna, which Guru Maharaj gave to Srila Prabhupada, there was a part of it, preserved all these years. Can you imagine? And I told Guru Maharaj, this is here in your room. I was cleaning. And I was thinking Guru Maharaj will tell it, preserve it or display it, or because such a valuable thing. Prabhupada's last Maha water and Prabhupada's last salt from his Samadhi. Guru Maharaj said, you keep it. I said, Guru Maharaj gave me so easily and I kept it. Why I'll not keep it? So I kept it. Before leaving for Mayapur, I don't know what occurred to me. I got that with me in my pocket. And then in Samadhi ceremony, I carried it and put both those things with Guru Maharaj. Because Guru Maharaj wanted to be with Srila Prabhupada in his Samadhi, and Prabhupada arranged it. He was in connection with Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada's last Mahawater and salt was with him. And then devotees had wonderful celebration all over the world. They were glorifying Guru Maharaj. Until now, as Kathy Mataji was sharing, or Jeff Prabhu and other devotees were sharing, everywhere I go, there are all over the world, in Europe, in Africa, in India, here, many devotees who didn't see Guru Maharaj, they are also so attached to him. They think about him, they cry for him, they hear his lectures, they get inspiration from him, which is giving us, the disciples, hope that if they never saw Guru Maharaj, they can connect with him. Why can't we connect with him? We saw him, we touched him, we heard from him, we sat in his lotus feet. He initiated us, he gave us beads, he gave us everything. Why can't we connect with him? And that gives us hope. So I'm very grateful that we are in such a wonderful moment, such a glorious spiritual master. I have many things to share, but I don't want to, because I already took way beyond what I'm supposed to speak. Please forgive me, but this is what came to my mind. I just want to share one letter with you. And this letter is very special, very special. Purnachandra Prabhu, I'm sending it to you if you can show it on screen. In Mayapur, the leaders do a special seminar for gurus, sannyasis, and GBCs. It is called SGGS. Sannyasi, Guru, GBC, Sangha. SGGS. And one of the SGGS, they asked all gurus to do an exercise, and this letter is from there. They asked all gurus that imagine you are leaving this world, you are on your deathbed, just in few minutes you will leave your body. Your disciples are around you. What you will tell your disciples? And Guru Maharaj wrote this particular letter, Prabhuji Project. This particular letter Guru Maharaj wrote in his diary. What he will tell his disciples while leaving this world. So we may have that feeling that, oh, we could not see Guru Maharaj before he left, or he didn't give any instructions. But yes, he gave instructions. And this particular letter, I'm just reading. Is there? Okay. Okay, I'm sorry for sudden this thing. So maybe in the meantime I'll read and then the projection can also come. Dear devotees, all these years I tried to take care of you and engage you in Srila Prabhupada's mission. While doing that, we developed a deep bond among ourselves. We shared many happy moments together and also many difficulties. However, happiness or pain, all have been extremely wonderful because all were for the sake of Krishna. Yeah, this is the letter. Now the time has come for me to leave. Now you have to take up the responsibility to carry on this noble mission on your own. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement must continue to spread and inundate the entire world. You are very fortunate that you have become connected to ISKCON. Always remain in the shelter of this institution and never ever leave this wonderful shelter. Try to push Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement collectively with a strong spirit of cooperation. Always remember that what you have belongs to Srila Prabhupada and you yourself belong to His divine grace. The success of your existence lies in how you serve Him. So these were the last words which Guru Maharaj chose when he was asked that what you will tell your disciples before leaving this world. He wrote this. So we have a HD scan of this. I will forward it to Prabhuji. Whoever want to keep them, keep it with you or frame it, keep in your homes, or frame it, keep it in your hearts, they can. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj Tirobhava Maha Mahotsav ki jai. The land of Krishna, DeLand ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Krishna Kishore Prabhu. So 3 times we will do Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Krishna Kishore Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Actually, it was very deep, and you may not realize, but I think this session of yours will give clarity to many of us on how to serve, and many of us the purpose of our existence, what we should focus. So it is very important. So thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. So now we will end here and go for prasadam. Everyone, please don't go without prasadam. We have